Hello everybody, and welcome to the stream. First things first, my name is Shanaha, Shanaha, pretty much whatever you say goes, because no matter what way you say it, there's no wrong way. Now, last time the last time I streamed, we played Friday Night Funkin', which, even though it's called Friday Night Funkin', we played it on a Thursday, which was, thankfully, we didn't get in trouble for that. You know, I was very concerned. I thought that legally you could only play that game on Fridays, but turns out it was safe to do so on a Thursday. Maybe me playing it really late at night so that the time would tick over and become Friday midway through the stream, maybe that was a part of the reason why. But it's finally now the weekend. I'm sure everybody has had a long week, you know, dredging through the days of work or what have you. So I thought, what better way to relax and unwind than to visit the good old bar of Valhalla. Funny story actually. About, I want to say, 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, I decided to do an audio test where, you know, I just pull up the game and just do a quick recording where I play a little bit of the game, speak into the mic, just so I can check the audio levels. And to my surprise, I went and loaded the game and I noticed I forgot to save since the last time we ended. Thankfully though, not a lot of progress was lost. It was very fast for me to just quickly skip through all of the dialogue and get to where we needed to be. But for those of you who missed what happened in the last stream, which was going through days 10 and 11, I'll give you a quick little recap. We met quite a few new faces actually. We met firstly Norma, who was a little girl who was, I guess, on the run from her parents, more specifically her mom. She tried to go to the bar to get a drink because she wanted her mom to hate her for some reason. Don't ask me why, but I guess it was some sort of mommy issue. And so she decided, you know what, my mom will hate it if I get drunk, so I'm gonna do it just out of spite. We, however, very kindly advised her not to do that, and instead told her, if you're going to do something out of spite for your mother, at least do something that you yourself enjoy. Because she clearly didn't like getting drunk at all. So at least that way, she would do something that she would enjoy in the process. After we met Norma, we met a guy named Mario. And no, that is not Mario Jumpman Mario from the Super Mario series. It was Mario, a delivery boy. A very kind-hearted and sweet guy. Although, when we first met him, he tried to put up this manly act, always asking for very manly, butch drinks. We, however, served him more girly drinks and he seemed much happier with those, so I think he was much happier with that. After we met up with Mario, we found good old Dorothy, who, as we all know, is the little robot sex worker. We didn't speak much with her, but she did mention that something special is happening on the 26th. Which is in 3 days from now, in-game that is. And then after that, probably the big thing from that stream was meeting up with a little girl named Gavi, who technically speaking, we already know. She's not necessarily new, but it's the first time that we met her in 3 years, because the last time we met her was when we were still dating her sister Lenore. In other words, our ex-girlfriend. The reason why she came to the bar was that, well, our ex-girlfriend, Lenore, apparently passed away. Supposedly, well, I say supposedly, it was on last Saturday, in-game that is. And Gabby came to tell us that it was mostly our fault. At least that's what she thinks. Because apparently, soon after we broke up with her, those 3 years ago, Lenore, our ex-girlfriend, had a heart attack. Mostly caused by nanomachine rejection, and supposedly it was the heartbreak from breaking up with her that caused that. Now personally, I'm still a bit curious because that day that she supposedly passed away lines up with the same day that bank was attacked, the Apollo Bank, if you all remember. That was the one that Say was at. Say, of course, being perfectly fine now. But after hearing about Lenore's death and how, you know, supposedly it was our fault, Jill got quite sad. Very sad, rather. She started doubting herself, thinking, Was it really her fault, you know? Was her selfish request to break up just for some freedom? Did it all come at the cost of Lenore's life? So naturally, she was very depressed and very sad, and she wasn't exactly having the best day after that. The next day came around, however, and we met up with Virgilio, the very pompous yet dumb Italian guy. Oddly enough, normally he always asked for very cryptic requests. You know, instead of asking for just a blue cobalt, he'll give you some random sign that you must somehow figure out. However, that day he actually was manageable in that he gave you the exact order that he wanted. And then out of nowhere, he gave us a bit of real advice somehow from nowhere. And he told us to stop hating ourselves, you know, stop all the self-hate, because you let that go on for too long, it'll eat away at you. Which was surprisingly out of character for Virgilio. But anyway, after that, we met up with good old Say and Stella. Say being the little white knight girl who was able to successfully make it out from that bank situation, although she's probably seen better days. She was very bandaged up, and obviously with her best friend Stella. Turns out the two of them have been friends for a very, very long time, since they were kids rather. Stella obviously being the very prim and proper girl who decided to go to a park one day, and there she met Say. And Say is now technically like an unofficial bodyguard. Not legally speaking, because Stella does have her own bodyguards, but Say is almost like a second bodyguard to her. After that, we met up with old Kim, who we hadn't seen in a while. We last saw her in the very first day of the game. And it turns out, we used to always call Kim the intern at the Augmented Eye, which is that newspaper. Turns out she quit actually. Apparently she had it with that job. Frustrations were too high, and she said that she just wanted her own freedom. Which was very reminiscent actually with our situation. When we were dating Lenore, we were very frustrated, we felt very trapped, and we broke up with her to, you know, seek out our own freedom, which led us to the bar. So it's funny that Kim did essentially the same thing. And then before closing time, Dana, our boss, showed up with Dorothy. And it turns out that good old Dana hired Dorothy for us to keep us company over the night. Now, what we and Dorothy did during the night, I'm not too sure, but I'm sure we'll find out today if we decide to talk about it. But obviously, the start of the new day, here we see again, we have an $8,000 bill for electricity due on the 24th, but I think we'll meet that. But also, Jill wants to get in the holiday mood. Buying a mega Christmas tree will prevent her from getting too distracted. It is Friday the 23rd of December, so mega Christmas is coming in 2 days, so let's get her that Christmas tree. Mega Christmas tree, $1,350. Celebrate the bastardized commercial version of an already bastardized celebration. I mean, yeah, we already have $9,500, so I'm sure we'll be able to make that electricity bill. And let's see, is there any news? Let's see. Alright, no. There's no exclamation mark there. But there is one for the Augmented Eye. Good old Augmented Eye. Always new news every single day. Let's see. Lilim receiving mysterious messages. Halloween was back in October, but this terrifying tale didn't become popular until now. Reports say that Lilim across the city have been receiving strange transmissions, with messages that are confusing at best and threatening at worst. The contents are not clear, as most of the Lilim can't remember exactly what they had heard, but the most mysterious thing of all is perhaps the fact that the Lilim could not record any of these messages while they were broadcasted. It was almost as if something had blocked the Lilim from doing so. While we have nothing but anecdotal proof, even among our own Lilim, the mystery behind these messages is one we should be paying attention to. I wonder if Dorothy would know anything about that. She's a Lilim. Is Kira Miki the biggest pop idol in history? The world at large is still coming to terms with the idea of the Lilim being so quickly integrated into our society. Some say they can't be treated as humans because they're immortal and as such cannot really understand what it's like to be alive, but most of the Kiramiki fandom would disagree. Anti-Lilim people are insane. To me, Mickey knows more about life than I do, and I'm older than this damn city, Richard Shaw, 55, told the Augmented Eye during a fan gathering. I'm with Richard, added Nacho, 6. I may be a dog, but I'm utterly fascinated with the way she writes about things in her blog. She's impressed by everything, and nobody really knows what life's about anyway. I mean, if you weren't sold by Richard, the 55-year-old dude, I'm sure Nacho, the 6-year-old dog, would be enough of a vouch for her. Quincy studies the possibility of allowing imports. Glitch City is one of the few places on Earth that's strictly self-sufficient, with an import rate of only 0.8%. However, that might change due to the recent shortages across the city. Prime Minister Quincy revealed this morning that the government plans to have a more relaxed policy for importers. We won't lift the currency control, but we can provide them foreign currency at a low fixed rate. That way, we can secure essential items at affordable prices, Quincy told Augmented Eye. Some experts say that private companies are no longer working at full capacity, which is unsurprising news given that the Quincy government has seized most of them, resulting in the shortage crisis in the first place. Let's see then, that's all the news for today, so let's head to work. Good evening. Ah, hey. How are you feeling? Lilim are soft. And warm. Come again? You heard me. So, on a scale from steaming pile of shit to just sad, where are you? A sad pile of shit. I still hate myself. I'm still sad as hell, but how to put it? The noise stopped. I don't know if I explained myself. Sorta. Kinda. So, how were things last night? Cozy, I must admit. I can't believe you paid Dorothy for that. Well, if you want to call that payment, I guess. I called Dorothy to tell her what happened to you and she was really concerned. She stuttered for about a second, saying that she had the whole night to go and she couldn't just leave for free. I asked her how much and she said, enough to pay for this soda and I'm having is fine. How did you get her number? I have contacts. Right. Anyways, Jill, if you need a second break, a drink, or a hug, just let me know. You hear? Thanks. I'd make you the same offer, but I'm guessing hug from me are the last thing you want. You need a bartender? Let me know though. Nice to know. Anyways, we have work to do. You know, it's the weekend, it's been a long week. I think we play a nice, more fun song. Time to mix drinks and change lives. It's nice to hear that again. Did you say something? Did I? Welcome to Valhalla. It's you guys. Hey, be more respectful. I brought my boss here. Ah, yes, Red Shiba. He was the part-time employee that recently joined us. I mean, he hasn't really done much, other than just chill in our boss's office apparently and chase cats outside, but he's here at least. And he has his boss here? Yeah, aren't you a part-timer here or something? My other boss. You're talking to the great Nacho Tumbleweed Jr. For those of you who don't remember, this guy is the big super fan of Kiramiki. Remember that 6-year-old Nacho, the dog? At least I think this is. Boss, taking my break. I know what I said earlier, but you haven't even started yet. Shit. No getting out of it this time. So, what brings you here today? I wanted to see the place my best soldier is working at. Rad Sheba is your best soldier? Soldier? Wait, aren't you the dog I served last Monday? Huh? Oh, it's you, Dana. Soldier, why didn't you tell me you were working for Dana? No, that's not Dana. That's just Jay. So I'm guessing you're part of this whole CIRA thing. Part of it? I founded it. Humans have the best intentions, but they just don't get us. So I decided to create a place where dogs can be dogs. Here, we can take in any dog without a place in this world. We created our own heaven on earth. And do you take corgis only? Do I look like one of those safer bitches? Oh, of course not. I'd include other animals, but sadly I can only take care of those who are the same species as I. Sad thing is, I take him more seriously, but it's a talking corgi with an eye patch. Will you get anything? I'm fine. What about you, boss? Manly stuff. You sure? Did I stutter? Alright. A manly drink for the dog. Maybe I should just give him something bitter. I mean, is there a bitter drink that is also manly? Bitter, girly, soft. Bitter, manly, strong. Yeah, this seems good. Bitter, manly, and strong. 5 Bronsons. I find it ironic though that a dog is wanting a manly drink. But I suppose they probably knew that and it's part of the joke. All aged and mixed. Here you go. Yes, this is just what I wanted. Blech. This tastes worse than my own butt. Hey, you asked for it. This is a really nice place, you know? You picked a good place to work at, soldier. Thanks. Does he really get paid? Your efforts to keep CIRA afloat will not go to waste. We'll make her better and better. I mean, we're pretty much on the verge of closing. Can boss really afford that? We have more urgent matters at hand though, like the fact we don't have enough balls for everyone. Can't they just share the ones we have? You fool. Every dog has a right to have his own ball. If we can't provide even that, then what's the point of even trying? Wait. Don't tell me she just doesn't give a fuck and is spending all of her money like water. I mean, what with the bar closing and all that? But many have enjoyed the boxes more than they do the balls. That's a good point. What do you think is cheaper? A box of balls or a box of boxes? Are there boxes of boxes? Of course there are. How do you think they ship the boxes? Tied together? Tied together? Don't be silly. Unless she's paying him straight from her pocket. Boss is that kind of woman. This world is filled with all sort of recursive madness, you know? Doctors consult doctors, boxes come in boxes, bottles come in bottles. Oh, as expected from you, boss. Wait, that theory only works assuming she's actually paying him with money. For all I know, she might be paying him with steaks. So tomorrow, you're gonna check for people selling boxes. You hear? Sir, yes sir. Except that to boss, a good steak is more valuable than money. Wait, what if they come with foil? Strauss had to be taken to the vet because he ate the foil a piece of cheese came in. Curses, you're right. We need a contingency plan. Besides, boss is not one to scam people, let alone a dog. I wonder if we can strike a deal with the vet those safer bastards have. She's always so nice with us. I know, her smile is so cute too. So it's better that we vet for a vet? Yes, put that on the list. Ah, Nacho! Oh yeah, forgot she knew the dog. Are you staying for a while? I was just passing by. I've got some errands to run. Great, Gil can go with you. Can? You will. I'll still get paid for today. Right? That depends on Nacho's evaluation. Alright, Greenhorn, let's get going. Oh, I'm paying him anyways, by the way. Just wanted to mess around with him. No, that's not the problem here. Why make him do that? Gil looked like he needed to take a break. And he's the kind to just not accept such a kind of thing. But with Nacho, he'd have something to do. And he'd be away from the bar for a bit. When you put it that way. Anyway, I'm going back to my office. Your boss sure is nice. Glad I'm working with her too. Yeah. So, you having anything? Actually, I'm just gonna go sit over there and be on standby. Await orders. Okay. Shit, I missed the chance to ask how, or if he even gets paid with money. And I sure need to get wasted. Isn't this the Betty? That's the vet that they were just talking about. And Deal, well, what is it? The driver from that safer toy company. I failed to see how getting wasted will make you feel bits. Shiba! For fuck's sake, you piece of scrap. We just got out of a building full of dogs. But this one has an Hawaiian shirt. And sunglasses. Hey there, robot. And he talks. Welcome to Valhalla. Hey, Jill. Get me a beer, will you? Gotcha. Does Deal want anything? Okay, roll. Sir, yes, sir. So cute. He's fine. Just a beer, then. Friday after work isn't just a beer, though. It's the beer. Can't argue with that. Beer for Betty. Could make it big for the heck of it. I think I will. You know, it's the... I mean, like, she said it herself. End of the week, you know, Friday. I mean, technically Saturday for us, but what better way to start the weekend than a nice big beer? 1 Adelheid. Oh no, 2 Adelheid, remember? Big beers, or big anything, is double the ingredients. So, 4 Bronsons, 2 Powdered Delta, 4 Flanner Guide, and 8 Carmatrine. And all of it mixed together. Big beer. Here, let's make it special. Yeah. Cheers. Hey Jill, do you like beer? The amount of beer cans in my apartment is becoming a problem, actually. I had this friend back in high school who made some pretty nice crafts with them. I'm still in contact with him if you're interested. No thanks. The last thing I need right now is more crap taking space. So, how are things up at Dogtown? Well, that Laura girl is stirring things up, for better or for worse. For worse? She's, like a rabbit. An overtly politically correct rabbit. Rabbit? Never had a pet rabbit? They're a nervous mess that gets startled over the littlest of things. And this girl is on the constant lookout, scared of saying something that might irk someone. It doesn't have to be the person she's speaking with even. It's no problem in the company, but the other day we went out together and holy shit. Poor girl can't speak properly. She pauses every sentence to make sure she doesn't say something offensive. She's a nice girl, and it's sweet that she tries so hard to not offend anyone. But seriously, she tries too hard. You don't help either. You randomly yell, "What did you say?" whenever she's within earshot distance. Yeah, well, it's just that she looks so cute when she's startled. Like a rabbit. It raises up the question of whether she's really like that. Or if you're the one making her wary of anything she says. Well, why don't we test that? How? You go out with her. Why? To test if it's really me who makes her like that. It's not like you can say no, you know? I mean, it's my honor that's on the line here. I want to prove you're only talking shit about me. Even if you were right, you have quite the fixation on that girl. She's fun. Fun how? She actually reacts when I tease her. You take it in your stride, but she actually gets startled, squirms, and then gets uncomfortable. How is that any good? She's cute and her reactions are cute. But if you keep it up, she'll either leave or get used to you. You know, like me. Shit, you're right. I must save my teasing for when the moment is just right then. No, that's not the problem. It is for me. And what are you doing here? What about the dog? He said he had to go out. By the way, he said his name was... Say, this Laura girl, do you guys get along? I wouldn't know. We get along as co-workers at the very least. What kind of girl is she? Aside from the whole politically correct rabbit thing. Slow. She's the kind that does things so carefully that she does them really, really slowly. Really, really slowly. I can't deny that when she actually finishes stuff, she does a great job, but it's unnerving. She doesn't actually have to be with us in the building though. She's more like a freelancer. Why is she there then? Because she likes dogs. And that's why I insist that you two would make a fine couple. That's a really superficial statement. It's like saying you'd be fine with someone because you're both women. Okay, bad example. May I say something? By all means. If that Laura girl is really as bland as you claim her to be, wouldn't she be better off with a more assertive person, or Lilum, a more assertive partner? Yo, piece of scrap. She's totally calling you a pussy. She's right though. Sharing interests and being compatible are totally different things. But then you'd be underestimating the power of love. Whether you want to admit it or not, love changes people for better or for worse. Who knows, maybe you'll become more assertive after spending this time with her. Or she'll drive me nuts. I guess that's a possibility too. Still, why are you so insistent on me and her getting together? Because she's like a cute rabbit, so someone might try to eat her out there. It'd be a lot easier to keep her in my sight. So in short, your motherly instincts arose because of Laura. Why not see if she likes you? And you already tried to hit her, no, didn't you? You make me sound like some skirt chaser. She's not into girls. How did you find out? I asked her directly. Of course you did. She seemed, giddy afterwards though. I heard her muttering something about meeting her first lesbian. It was weird. Okay, enough Laura for tonight. Refrain from using any "that's what you said last night" jokes or variations thereof, please. Party pooper. Let's get a drink then. Sounds good. I'll have a bloom light, please. Get me a fringe weaver. Alright. Huh, that's interesting. Never thought I would hear talk about love coming from these two. I guess this is the whole concept of love coming into play. Like, can machines fall in love? Seeing as Odile is a Lilum. Anyway. And also, I suppose, also sexuality, because Betty wanted to try and get with her, but apparently she was not into girls, so a bit unfortunate for her. Anyway, one boom light, one fringe reaper. Boom light, 4 Edelhide, 1 powdered delta, 2 Flanagide, 3 Cometry, all aged, on the rocks and mixed. There's a bloom light for Deal, and for Betty a fringe weaver. 1 Edelhide and a shite ton of Cometrine. All aged and mixed. There we go. I wonder why it's called a bloom light. Seems it was first developed at some video game event. The creator said something about making the attendees feel like their customers do. Said attendees were, of course, part of some big games company. Seems that company always used too much bloom lighting, so the bartender there literally made them drink all the bloom. So it's not called that because it glows in the dark? Not this one, no. Come to think of it, did you ever change because of a relationship, Jill? Uh-oh. We absolutely did. Are we gonna pour our hearts out to Betty and Deal about what happened with Lenore? In more ways than one, I guess. Would you say for better or for worse? I guess for the better. I'm too thick-headed to develop any new bad habits. Although, thanks to my first boyfriend, I did pick up a very annoying habit of correcting people's grammar on the fly. Pretty annoying when I think back to it. So you are one of those kinds of people. As for me, sometimes I think I became more... what's the word? Cynical, jaded, bitter, tired of the crap this world and everyone in it throws on a daily basis. Hey, I'm just quoting you. But yeah, I think I became all that because of this one girlfriend I had in college. She got me into the whole activism thing in the first place. How was that bad? We'd all go and protest. We'd start all kinds of movements to see things changed. What? How do I? Quickly. There we go. Back to normal. But whenever I wanted to get more serious, I'd find myself coming up against a wall. That wall is an analogy for the fact that not everyone was willing to go that far. I found out pretty fast that most of them were in the whole thing because of some shitty fad. And not because they actually believed in whatever moment they were championing. So I moved from group to group only to find people who were in it because of a fad. And when they were not in it because of a passing fad, they were of the dangerous extremist kind. My tolerance for people's shit was greatly diminished after all that. So it wasn't much the person you had a relationship with, but rather other people. You seriously never thought about it that way? You need to stop putting the blame for what you do on past relationships. Whatever. Where's the other guy, by the way? He had to escort one of the dogs outside. Figures. Oh yeah, the one that was here asked if you were the nice vet lady that works at the Safer Toy Company. I suppose he's interested in talking to you or something. Why didn't he do it then? I don't know. You've been doing a few jobs on the side, haven't you? They pay from the dogs isn't enough to keep up with the mounting debts. I don't know how you do it. It's hard to believe dogs pay you at all. But this is coming from someone working at a place that pays a dog for doing fuck all, so... Or at least, I think we're paying him. I'm not completely certain we do. Will you get anything else? Well... We're fine. But we have to get up early tomorrow, and by we, I really mean her. She got invited to a picnic and I won't stand to hear another had to go to a picnic with a hangover story. Fine. Let's go then. See ya, Jill. Bye. Please come again. Man, you're such a party pooper. You'll be the party pooper tomorrow if you keep drinking. Boss, I'll take my break. Call me if somebody comes. Alright. That was a rather short first part of the shift. Only person of note that we met was Deal and Betty. And even then it was just talking about what was it? Whether or not somebody can fall in love with a Lilim. And then also I suppose Betty asked us about past relationships. But we didn't get too into detail with that. But I feel like the second half might be a bit more active. No dogs in sight. Okay then, back to work. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hey there, Alma. Did she break up with somebody else again now? She seems down. Maybe there's something I can give her to cheer her up. Let's try to cheer Alma up. She might like classy drinks, but what she really likes is... Oh, what does she really like? She said... What are her regulars? Ah, little ducky! Hey, and welcome to the stream. Let's see, what does Alma like? We are playing a game called Valhalla. It is a bartending simulating game. Mostly reads like a visual novel, but every now and then we get to make a drink. Kind of like what we're doing here. Let's see. For example, we just had Alma come up and she seems quite depressed, so let's see, I'm gonna make her a cobalt velvet. This is typically the type of drink that she likes. 2, 3. How have you been on this fine Saturday afternoon? You know, it's been a long week. Have a nice weekend. Hopefully it's been a relaxing one for you. All on the rocks and mixed. Hey. And this? It's on me. Drink so you at least change your expression. Why don't you say you're worried about me? You got the message anyway, didn't you? So, how is it? Well, it has alcohol and I'm in a bar, so good enough, I guess. I got you to speak. That's all I wanted. What? You gonna jinx me or something? No, but you being down and silent is uncanny. You're making it sound like I'm some sort of windbag. You know what I mean. Yeah, I do. Thanks. So, why are you deflating? Deflating? When I got sad and started sighing repeatedly, my grandpa would warn me that I would start deflating like an old tire if I kept it up. Good, do you celebrate the 4th? Oh! Right, it's almost the 4th of July. I do not celebrate the 4th of July. I know it's a rather American holiday, right? It's like Independence Day or something like that? So that's coming up soon, I suppose. So what is it? Was it the news about people dressing in bunny suits after the whole Alice Rabbit boom? Why, do you celebrate 4th of July, Ducky? Nah, that is old news. I mean, it is a problem, but such a thing would only annoy me. Sejal, how's your mood right now? I want to ruin it by blowing off all my stored steam. Silly Alma, I've been feeling like utter shit the last couple of days. You can't make me feel worse. So, go ahead. Unwind all your worries on me. Don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, so remember my sister Diana? Ah, right, yes. She's a daughter with 4 siblings. Alma, that is. The one that separated from her husband and forgot her kids while fucking her way around or something? Perfect summary. I'll use it next time. I didn't tell you the whole story then. More specifically, that she threw her husband out after months of abuse. Oh. However, that woman is incapable of getting a job and maintaining herself. And I mean that. She never even thinks about selling some stuff or trying to earn her bread. She just expects a guy to do all that for her. I have no idea why she turned out like that. Both my mom and dad were hard workers. They even started a small shop to have something to do after retirement. Huh. So, what does this fully capable woman do a couple of weeks later? Why, bring her abusive husband back, of course. What? Yeah, and the guy spent a couple of days with her before leaving her again. He had a nice couple of hot steamy nights and then left. Well... Huh, you reacted like my little brother and sister after hearing that. But the story doesn't end there. Oh no. So, she's broke and can't even get enough for a bus. Even though she'd probably be glad to sell her ass just to get money. And it was up to me to pick her up. For the last couple of days, she left her kids with my parents. And being such sweet angels, they've made a mess out of the whole place. Bernardo and Eva are actually staying with me a couple of days to give them some peace. I think those are the two other siblings. It doesn't help that I never got along with Diana. So we're in the car and she asks how her kids are. And of course, after the built up tension, I just exploded. First, I started ranting about how her kids are growing up seeing some messed up stuff. I start scolding her about not taking responsibility, about not taking proper care of her children. I tell her that she's in no place to have all those escapades. And after all that, she just says, "What the hell do you know? You don't have any kids." Yeah, you slutty skank, I don't have kids, but I'm not broke just because I refuse to take a job. I don't have kids, but I'm not leaving them the first barely familiar house I find. I don't have kids, but I'm not letting the guy that hit me on a regular basis back into my bed. I don't have kids, but I pretty much raised Eva and Bernardo and they've turned out pretty damn well. I don't have any kids, but I'm not a cheap whore. Ah! Damn. I don't know what to say. There's nothing to say. I love my family and I put them above all else. But Diana is seriously pushing the boundaries of what I can allow. Any way I could help? You just did. Huh? I know who I'm dealing with. I'm not one to let stuff like that get to me. I'm still angry as hell though, and I couldn't just discuss this with any of my family members. I can't tell my mom, "Your daughter is a slut." I just needed to get all of this off my chest, you know? Well, from what I see, there's still a lot more to get off your chest. It's swollen as fuck. Plus also, I mean, emotionally, but also like physically, your chest is rather, you know, swollen too. Nah, all you see here is filled with love and dreams. Is everyone in your family as busty as you? The worst offender is my dad, actually. Kidding. I guess the only one that didn't get the big boobs gene was Eva. She insists on getting surgery or genetic treatment, but I tell her she's fine the way she is. These can actually be more of a hassle than a blessing. And poor Bernardo, his breasts actually started growing when he was 8. I just hope I don't take too much from my mother's side of the family. My father's sisters still look quite young, but when menopause hit, my mom lost her looks rather quickly. Any good genes you got from your family, Jill? Good enough skin and hair, I guess. There's a thing about a shrimp allergy, but so far I haven't had problems with that. Oh, I see. Hey, you know what worries me the most about the whole Diana situation? How your nephews are turning out, maybe? If she leaves them with my mom, they'll turn out better than her somehow. Actually, what worries me is, what if I end up like that too? How so? If I find a good man and I settle down, what if he turns out shitty? What if I have a sudden burst where I want to live my life and end up like that? What if I have kids and I end up neglecting them because of all that? I mean, if you ask me, the fact that you're even worried about it is an indication enough that you'll be fine. You think? I'm pretty sure. You said before that she pretty much married the guy after a couple of months, right? Yeah. No offense, but those are the kind of people who wouldn't even think about all that. Besides, if any guy ends up marrying you, it's because he passed your irrational standards. Yeah, that's right. Alma pretty much dates somebody new every single week. Oh, I say every single week. The first time we met her was because she wanted to come to the bar because she had just broken up with somebody. And we were obviously confused, like, oh wow, that's so sad. How long were you two together for? And then she hits us with the whole, oh, we were dating for only 2 weeks. Like, what? Does it even count as dating? Anyway. Hey. Am I lying? No, but there are things best kept in unspoken truce. I wonder if I'll ever find a good guy. You will. You'll know when the time comes. I sure hope so. For now, the time has come to get another drink. What can I get you? Get me something with ice, but alcoholic, please. Alrighty then. Something cold and with alcohol. So in other words, something that has ice in it. Let's see. I'm gonna try and get her a classy drink as well, just because she seems like that kind of girl. This doesn't have anything in it. Or at least no alcohol in it. Oh wait, whoops, that was classic, not classy. My bad. Brantini, maybe? Ah, right, yeah. We initially gave her a Cobalt Velvet because, well, I mean, she didn't say an order, so we wanted to give her whatever we thought she would like, and early on, she mentioned that she normally gets a Brantini or a Cobalt Velvet, so she should like one of these. Oh wait, never mind, this doesn't have ice in it, so she might not like it actually. Let's give her a different one. I mean, we could double down on the Cobalt Velvet. We know she likes those. I think we'll do that. 2 Edelheid, 3 Flanagite, and 5 Carmotrine, which is the equivalent of alcohol, so it does meet her requirements. And it has ice, or it's on the rocks. Here you go. Thanks. I needed to cool down a bit. That's why I'm here. So you said you felt shitty the last couple of days. Why? Don't think too much about it. Oh, come on. You heard my problems. I want to help you too. Don't worry too much. Right, I almost forgot to tell you something. What is it? My boss is throwing a mega Christmas party this Sunday. You want to come? Sure. Something tells me this mega Christmas is going to be a mess at my parents' home, so I'd rather avoid it. Are you guys getting chicken? I can get one. To be honest, I wouldn't know. Oh my goodness, hang on. Before we carry on reading, welcome everyone who came from Kaji Oniyama's channel. Thank you for the raid, Kaji. Welcome everyone. Playing the best visual novel. Yes, indeed. For those of you who are new, then yes, this is a very cute girl. It is a very cute girl. Her name is Alma. Very pleasing. Yes. You can see a little bit at the bottom there, just why we all like her. And thank you obviously all for the follows. Votem Gaming, thank you for the follow. Kaji Oniyama. And of course, thank you for the raid. Let me quickly give you a shout out, Kaji. If I can just do this properly. So. There we go. All of you, go check out Kaji's channel. He was recently streaming Mario Tennis Aces, if I'm not mistaken, which was a very fun time. Although he normally streams games such as Guilty Gear Strive and other fighting games, so you should absolutely check her out. And yes, for those of you who are new here, we are currently playing Valhalla, the cyberpunk action bartending simulator. We went a little pear-shaped, but we made it work. I did notice the one time that you tried to, or attempted to play online. I saw you try that. Hopefully next time that gets sorted out. But yes, a lot of you are saying that this is a very good visual novel, and a lot of you recognize this girl named Alma. It is a bartending visual novel game where we act as the bartender at the bar called VA-11 Hall-A, aka Valhalla. Thank you for following, Nezrider. Was the pear-shaped the Demon King? Yeah, Kaji, how exactly did it go? Are you planning on playing it again, maybe, in the future? But right now, we just heard from Alma quite the tragic story about how one of her sisters turns out to be quite the whore. You know, she was in an abusive relationship and she left her kids with the parents, and now she's just pretty much going around sleeping around. Yes, definitely planning on playing it again once I can get online working. Ah, that is very good to hear. So again, I definitely recommend you all go check out Kaji's channel and make sure you keep up to date for when he does ever do that again. But obviously, back to the game, Alma did mention that she's had some family issues. And no, I don't mean that as in daddy issues, I mean her sister is a whore. Quite literally. But now she's asking us about our issues, because recently in the game, we've been in a bit of a slump because of some relationship issues with our ex-girlfriend. Anyway, let's carry on reading here. You can bring it if you want, it won't go to waste. Oh yes, we just invited Alma to the Super Mega Christmas party this Sunday, in-game that is. Because it is currently the 23rd of December in 2070 something. Not sure the exact year. Sejal, what's your favorite part of the chicken? Favorite part? I guess I like legs the most. Really? Of course, Alma, I like breasts better. Thank you for following, that is a Kane as well. And yes, Kane, you were the one that was very respectfully ogling Alma. And She is indeed a breast woman in more ways than one. Breast is a bit too simple, don't you think? Legs have a better texture. Is this just essentially a euphemism? We're talking about chicken, but I mean, Alma seems to be a breast person. We seem to be a leg, which, I mean, technically it's a thigh person. I wonder if we're going to get into territory of, I actually prefer the ass of the chicken. Although, personally speaking, I prefer the midriff of the chicken, if that is a thing. Maybe, but simple is usually better. Breast is easier to enjoy than legs, and a lot less messy. Chicken ass? Oh, Kane, I apologize for getting timed out. I wonder what that word was that you said then, that got you timed out by that bot. Chill is based leg woman? I think, yeah, that's the horny bot tried to stop you. And here's our boss, Dana. You silly girls. Boss? You're there talking about breasts and legs when everyone knows the best parts are the wings! Okay, wait, well, what would wings be then? If the legs are the thighs and the breasts are obviously the breast, does that mean that Dana is an armpit woman? I mean, the wings are like the arms of the chicken, right? Yeah, armpit, I would think so, yeah. Boss? What's that? Spicy chicken wings. Spicy? Where did you get spicy chicken wings? From a spicy chicken. You know, spicy chicken. The shop 2 blocks from here. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Why are you carrying a bucket of spicy chicken wings? Why aren't you carrying a bucket of spicy chicken wings? I mean, that's a valid point. I mean, well, because... Huh? Thought as much. Yo, Armitage. Alma. I know what I said. Will the chicken you're talking about be cooked already? You might need to heat it up. But it'll be cooked otherwise. Great. I expect you here Sunday at 8 PM. Thanks. Anyway, I'll be back to my office. So that was our boss, Dana Zane, just casually strolling up with a bucket of spicy chicken wings and proclaiming her love for wings. And also thank you for following wait, was that Milk? I almost thought that was Royal Milk, because until I noticed that was an I. She left the bucket. You want some? Don't mind if I do. Oh, mild spice. Nice. Weird. Maybe she got a mixed up order and that's why she left them here. She usually orders stronger stuff. I found buckets that make my throat itch just from being near them. I suppose Joel can't handle spicy foods. To be fair, I'm pretty much the same. Oh, Say, Joel, what kind of guys do you like? That's a sudden question. I'm not too picky with guys, to be honest. I want them to be decent enough. Not jealous, not aggressive, responsible enough to keep a job. That's no good. Do you like them buff? What about tall? No tattoos or piercings, I guess. Never liked either. What about you? I like them well dressed. If they go out in iron shirts and well coordinated clothes, they're sure to catch my eye. Some muscle is always fine too, but sharply dressed males catch my attention faster. Actually wait, Kaji, if you're still here. Some muscle is always fine too, and I think you fit the bill quite well there. And yet you're still single. That's how I like my men. My potential husband, on the other hand, is another matter completely. I see. Sir, can you get me a drink here? The spicy wings turned out to be spicy. I mean, what a surprise, the spicy wings are spicy. Ah yes, this water is wet. What can I get you? Anything, as long as it helps me with the spiciness in my mouth. Okay. Let's give her something to help her get over the spiciness of the wings. Let's see. I mean, we could double down and give her some more spice. But let's see. What normally negates spice? It's bitter things, right? You want to drink something bitter. Let's see. Some frothy water. Wait, hang on. Bitter drinks. Let's give her a gut punch. So yes, if those of you who aren't familiar with this game, like I said, this is a bartender simulator. So since she wants a drink, we can use this catalog to find a drink, and then we can see the recipe over here. And on the right over here is the drinking layout, or the mixing layout rather. where we can follow that recipe. And since it calls for 5 Bronson extract, we can take 5 of those and put it into the mixer over here. We can take 1 Flanergide and optional Carmetrine. Carmetrine, of course, being the equivalent of alcohol in this world. And let's give her about maybe 3 pieces of that. All aged and mixed. I'm pretty sure butter is what negates spiciness. If not, well then I apologize, Alma. Here you go. Not the most pleasant thing, but it helped. Alright, so next question. What kind of girl do you like? Ooh, and she even has a little smirk there when she asks us about the type of girl that we like. You first. Sorry, I don't swing that way. Sure, I have no qualms about saying a girl is cute or cool, but nope, I prefer men in my bed. Surely minty negates spicy. Ah, minty would negate spicy. Actually, I feel like whenever I have something minty, doesn't it always like make a pseudo-spicy feeling in your mouth? Like I'm sure we've all had that thing where if we like brush our teeth with the minty toothpaste or something like that, and then afterwards you breathe out and just like the cool air hits your tongue and it's like, ooh, that's refreshing and stuff like that. Although I suppose that maybe might actually negate spiciness. Now you. Shit, just calm down. I mean, at curry houses they hand out mints after the meal. Oh, is that true? I was not aware of that. I should, the next time I eat something spicy, I should keep that in mind, because I, myself, am not very good with spicy meals as well. Anyway, I guess I like girls with light-colored hair. Light-colored hair? Yeah, you know, like redheads and such. Is redhead a light color hair? What about white, like your boss? You were just setting me up for that comment, weren't you? Sorry, it's just that when she got here with the bucket of wings, your eyes pretty much started sparkling. To be fair, whenever Dana Zane shows up, our boss, it's always a fun time, so it's understandable. Your whole behavior transformed. You became giddy and cheerful all of a sudden. Hey, I can't blame you. She's pretty nice. I just felt like teasing you. So, light-colored hair. What about blondes? Do you like me? Yeah, I guess. Let's say I'm into girls too and I start hitting on you. Would you go along with it? Nice body, pretty face, and a good apartment? I would never let you go. Okay then, enough tangents. Why didn't you tell me why you were feeling shitty these last days? What? Oh. That. I told you not to think too much about it. And I told you I want to know. Come on, Joel. You've heard my problems so many times. Now, I want to help you. Come on. Come here. Huh? I told you to sit here. Come on. What? What are you? Alright then. Now I'm the bartender and you're the client. This is actually like one of the first times we get to see Jill, like an actual picture of Jill, because we always play as her. Oddly, the bartending station only works with me. I see. Okay then, I move this here. Oh my, what the? Ah, I see. For those of you who don't know, Alma is actually a hacker. A very talented hacker. So I'm assuming she just hacked the bar. But what showed up in the middle of the screen there, what looked like a little rabbit, and the katakana for Alice or Arisu showed up. In this world there is an anonymous hacker known as Alice Rabbit who is causing a lot of havoc in the world. We've asked Alma about this before and she very adamantly said that she is not the hacker known as Alice Rabbit, but that little flash on the screen might lead us to believe otherwise. Now it works for you, for me, and that dog in the Hawaiian shirt. Ah yes, the dog in the Hawaiian shirt. That's Rad Shiba, our part-time worker. Why with him too? He's a dog in a fucking Hawaiian shirt. Right. And How did you even manage to... Oh yeah, hacker. Right. Now we've changed roles. You've been feeling shitty. Mind telling me why? It's a long story. I didn't even know where to start. Start from the beginning. Okay then. It's something that goes back to my college years. Oh, that's taking it way back. Back in compulsory education, I never made too much of an effort, but I managed to get high grades. Even in PE, I managed to do well enough to always get perfect grades. And then, of course, when I got to college, shit started getting hard. I had this perfectionist streak that wouldn't let me fail anything. Burning my eyelashes studying, I eventually managed to keep up good grades. After about half the career, I met a student teacher. Her name was Lenore. She helped me a lot with my studies. She even got me into stuff that gave me more credits. I really liked her, and after some time, I found out that she liked me too. We started going out. I met all of her family, even, and... You want a drink? What? A drink. Around this time, there's usually a pause that makes you offer a drink to the client. There was no such pause. Please, I want to test this whole bartending interface. A sugar rush then. You can't mess that up. Right. Oh, I guess we're Alma now. Jill asked for a sugar rush. Now, how did this work again? We can go in the catalog and search for sugar rush by looking for the S. And there it is. 2 Edelheid, 1 powdered Delta. Ooh, do we give ourselves alcohol? I mean, we are on the job, so after this we're gonna have to get back to work, but I've been giving everybody alcohol, so why stop now? All mixed. Here. Thanks. How is it? Like I said, you can't mess up a sugar rush. I have this gut feeling that with your body, you'd make a better bartender than me. You're selling yourself too short. You're cute, you know? People don't go to bars for cuteness though. You've obviously never been to a cat bar then. Besides, my boobs can be a hassle when trying to move around this kind of stuff. So, keep telling the story. Well, as the career went on and on, it got harder and harder. The last year and a half of it became nothing but study sessions after study sessions, investigations, my thesis. When the graduation ceremony came, I had to make a speech, and suddenly, while reading said speech, I almost had a panic attack. Fear of public speaking? I realized I lost about a year and a half of my life. I tried to remember if I did anything fun at all, but all I could remember was studying and investigating new topics. I didn't even enjoy doing all that, so I was just standing there and the satisfaction of graduation was minimal. I realized I only gone through the motions, day after day, from high school to graduating. I felt like whole years of my life had slipped through my fingers. I never stopped to think if I enjoyed what I was doing. In fact, I never stopped. But at that point, I stopped and realized I needed a breather or something. Did I even like that career? It was all terrifying as hell. I needed all of my strength to not start running like a panicked mess. So, a couple of months later, I get an offer to start working at this big research facility. Lenore was ecstatic. She was so proud of me back then. But I was just scared. That would be my job. I'd spend my life expanding on what I did during that year and a half. What if I had a sudden realization like the one I had at graduation, but when I turned 40? I didn't know what to do, but I sure as hell wasn't taking that offer. I told Lenore that, and she freaked out. She confessed that she was jealous because she never got such a chance. Things devolved pretty quickly. She said one too many things, I said one too many things. In the end, I just stormed out of her house and I broke a vase in the process. After that, I never spoke to her again. Damn. I'm sorry, I suddenly feel bad for pushing you to tell me all that. Why are you feeling so shitty about that after all this time though? Unless you've been feeling shitty for years. I have, but it's not just because of that. Huh? The other day, Lenore's sister, Gabrielle, came to this bar. Apparently, Lenore died last week. Localized nanomachine rejection. A heart attack. Apparently, she had it for a long time, but never told anyone. And coincidentally, it got worse after I left. And I just can't stop thinking about it, wondering if me being there would have made a difference. And if it's true she had that for a long time, why didn't she tell me she was sick when we were together? I don't know, I just feel like all kinds of failure. Jill? And to make it worse, I also lashed out at Gabby. Yes, she was blaming me for her sister's death and all, but she's just a kid, for fuck's sake. She lost a sister who pretty much raised her on her own. And to top it all off, I suddenly can't remember what stopped me from apologizing. Pride? Fear? Stupid effort to leave the most awesome person I loved as a thing of the past? Who cares? I lost my chance to apologize to her forever. Truly, forever. I'm such a piece of shit. Selfish piece of shit. I honestly don't know what to say. I didn't expect the story to be this. Yo, boob after all that, we just hit Alma up with the boob tender. Yes? Can you get me a big beer here? Coming right up. A big beer, big beer, big beer. What makes a beer big in this thing? Well, Alma, good thing you asked, because I know. We take the regular recipe for a beer, and we just double everything. So instead of 1 Edelheid, we put in 2. Instead of 2 Bronson extract, we put in 4. Instead of 1 powdered delta, put 2. 4 instead of 2 Flanagide. And 8 Cometrine instead of 4. All mixed. As you can see, it is still a beer, but it is technically big because it has been doubled up with the ingredients. Big beer for Jill. Thanks. I need to remember to take care of the cans in my apartment. Do you drink lots of beer? One of the perks of the BTC issued liver implant is that I can drink lots of beer without getting too wasted. I stumbled on this liver because every time I see liver, I think liver because of Vtubers. They always call themselves livers. Oh. Hey Joel, what kind of girl was Lenore? Well, she was calm and smart. Back in college, I was too thick-headed and got riled up easily. Stressed was my default state. So, just like you're behaving right now. Shut up. I was worse. Can't picture that. Don't. It's embarrassing. Anyway, she was always there, finding a way to cool me down. She was also able to hold conversations pretty much any topic. One time, I saw her go from talking about video games to talking about sports. All of that variety while still being a hardcore scientist. She would always push me into social interactions. If she saw me by myself, she would drag me with her. Watching people is fine, but talking to them is better, she would say. Lenore would always present me to her many acquaintances as the girl I don't mind cuddling with for hours. Man, I'm gonna miss her. After a point, I didn't even think about getting back into a relationship with her, but she was such an awesome person, I just wanted to apologize. And now, you know, in a cruel twist of irony, she's the one that made me pick up bartending. Oh? Back when I was thinking what the hell to do with my life, I remembered a night we spent in the club. She started talking about how the drinks were synthesized, the chemistry involved, the reactions and all that. Everything sounded so fascinating. I remember saying that her talk made me want to start mixing drinks. She said, if everything else fails, why not take up bartending? Huh, interesting. Are you okay? For some value of okay, yeah. It's just, I wanted to thank you, Alma. Thank me? I guess I just needed someone to talk, to tell all of this to, and you were the one. You volunteered yourself. You insisted on listening to me. You stood there, listening to the whole thing from beginning to end. I know I might not be the most expressive person, that I'm not one to spout love and fluffiness, but I really like you. Maybe I'm just a bartender and you're just a client, but I really appreciate your friendship, or at the very least, your patronage. I really enjoy working for you. Jill, are you dying? Shut up. I'm trying to have a heart-to-heart here. Sorry. It's weird for you to get so sappy. Well, I just realized that the saddest thing is how I'll never be able to make amends. And it hurts like fucking hell, you know? I never, and I mean never, want to feel that way ever again. I don't want someone to suddenly exit my life and have my last memory of them involve something nasty. I don't want the lingering grief of having burned a bridge on a whim. I want to avoid that at any cost. And if it means breaking character every once in a while, so be it. I'll let everyone know how I really feel about them. And if I ever fight with them, I'll swallow my pride, muster all the courage I can, and be the one to apologize. I hate feeling like this. I hate it. Hate it. That's a nice resolution. Maybe I'll be a copycat and do the same. Alright, enough sappiness. Get back here. I'm on duty, you know. Fine. It's almost closing time anyways. It was fun while it lasted though. Hey. Yeah? I mean it, you know. Thanks for everything today. Silly Jill. You listen to my problems and I listen to yours. That's what friends are for, right? Right. I'll be leaving now. Oh, before I forget. Did you ever talk about all this with your parents? They know the basics, but I haven't told them about Lenore's death yet. Why don't you do that sometime? I don't know. I don't want to bother them with my problems. Don't be silly. They're your parents. They live to share your problems. You should try having a talk like this with them sometime. They'll appreciate it. Anyway, I'm out. See you on Sunday. Take care. That Elmer girl surely is nice. Ah, boss. Did you hear all that? Not all of it, but a good chunk, at the very least. Your expression changed a lot already. It did? You look happier. That's always good. Anyway, let's call it a day. I expect an even brighter Jill tomorrow. Right. But yeah, boss. About those chicken wings. Fucking idiots at the spicy chicken. Sorry, Dana, we won't have enough spices for your order until tomorrow, they said. Is that how they treat their regulars? Ugh. Call the manager. Boss? Let's see. Oh, total earnings was 29,000. Drinks total was 970. We made one mistake. And I'm pretty sure that must have been the drink we gave her to try and cool down her spicy tongue after she ate those wings. Oh well. I'm sure it will be fine. We don't get the flawless service bonus, but I don't think we need it. We've got 10k in the bank. Should be fine. And also, I like in red, we see the line of extra payment from our boss, Dana. Cherish Titty Hacker. She's a good friend. I guess that's a new nickname for Elma. Titty Hacker. Let's see. Your account was charged $8,000 as payment for your electricity bill. Have a nice day. Jill's power didn't get cut. This gives her peace of mind, and now she'll focus at work with no problem. So now, I said we had $10,000 in the bank, but it's going to be down to $2,000 because of that electricity bill. Let's see. We can open up our phone and just do a quick save for today. And of course, before we head out to work, we go online and we check what's happening on the internet. Firstly, with Dangerous Opinions, the online anonymous opinion form. Marquis releasing EK... Oh, no, this one we read already. It is the... from here. Monster Girlfriend Chirari. Can't stop playing this game. Gorgeous graphics. Innovative and addictive battle system. Fun dating minigames. Cute girls. That fucking music. Is this the game of greatest of all time? Or GOAT? Dunno. Do you like the GOAT girl? Heh. I'm going to marry a goat. It's an alright game. 8 out of 10 at most. Shit game. No, it's a shitty game for idiot waifu bots like you. I wish this waifu equals bad game meme would die. It's a stupid game pandering to idiots. What's there to discuss? Are we being raided by normies? My normies. Fuck off. Fun things are fun. Ah, that's a K-On! Reference. You're not allowed to have fun with video games. Alrighty then. A very useful thread that was. Grand Slam fighters. Is anyone here into wrestling? I became a huge fan of GSF very recently. It's a really solid product, IMO. Much better than the E. I like the match quality, but I wish they gave importance to the mid-card. Are they still forcing 66 American Kid into the main event? Yep. He's going to face Yusuke at the Dome Show. Ugh. Why don't they just push the great DK instead? He's much more talented than 66. Because American Kid actually moves merch unlike your indie darling. I want to marry Yusuke. Who's hyped for the Women's Championship? That one should be the main event, not the turd we're getting instead. 66 is pretty good. Just watch some of his work in Japan. Everyone tells me 66 was better in Japan, but all I see is locks and arm bars, nothing that impressive. Wrestling is fake. And that was the last thread, or the last post in that thread. Last thing before we head out to work, we check the news in the augmented eye. An update on the article from yesterday about how Lilims were receiving, Lilims by the way being the equivalent of robots in this game, receiving messages. It looks like we were able to record and transcribe one of the messages sent from one of the compromised signals. Joe Wren, the anchor from our popular TV newscast, served as our very own test subject for the investigation. It was white noise. Who are you? Are you really alive? Oh my goodness. And yet again, we have another raid by Glooby with the fancy rat raid with 9 viewers. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody from Glooby. Let's give a quick shout out to Glooby. Shout out Glooby. Hello Glooby and welcome Raiders. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Fancy rat raid. Hello, hello Glooby. What were you doing before this? What were you streaming? Why don't you, say what you were doing? Thank you for the following, Valraven channel. But yes, thank you, Glooby, and welcome everybody to Valhalla, the bartending action simulator game. Ooh, Bayonetta. That was very fun. Which one, number 1 or 2? Hopefully it was a fun time. So yes, absolutely everybody go and check out Glooby and make sure to follow them as well. Nanomachine rejection has taken. Thank you for following, by the way, Horatio the Duck. We are just playing some Valhalla, some very comfy bartending drinking. Of course, we're not at work just yet. We're doing our little newspaper reading through just before the start of the day. Going through the augmented eye, which is this world's equivalent of the newspaper. Number 1. That's nice. I've been going through the game for the first time. First time for the playthrough. I hope you had lots of fun then. So yes, again, everybody, make sure you follow Glooby so you can watch the rest of the playthroughs and watch them enjoy the rest of the game. Nice pixel art on this game. Cherry Bun, I cannot agree with you more. The pixel art on this game is absolutely amazing. And the characters themselves are also absolutely stunning to look at. So let's read the next news article. Nanomachine rejection has taken 80 lives this year. The Health Observatory just released their annual report on nanomachine rejection cases. The total number of reported cases has risen to 80, an increase from the 65 cases reported last year. Nanomachine pollution was particularly strong this year due to the recent protests, wrote the observatory. Protests caused the police force to release new varieties of nanomachines. Their function is still unclear, but according to their sources, they're intended for crowd control purposes. It's unlikely we'll find a cure in the near future, and we can only hope cases like these will become rare in the following years. Now then, the last article before we head out to work is Model Warrior Julianne returns this February. Classic magical girl show Model Warrior Julianne, I suppose that's like Sailor Moon or a knockoff of that game or anime, is coming back to public television this February after almost 2 decades of absence. Even though the show has been on every on-demand service for a while now, most of Glitch City's citizens need to think twice before subscribing to any non-essential service, especially the lower classes who have a lower limited number of internet purchases per year. That sounds quite bad. Imagine being in the lower class and being limited to the things you can buy on the internet. The show's return is certainly welcome. Today's parents will finally be able to share a piece of their childhood with the kids without risking dinner or breakfast. Now then, with all the news out of the way, let's do a quick little save and we can head to work. Once again, welcome everybody from the raids. This is Valhalla. Or rather, VA-11 Hall-A. But I mean, that's a mouthful to say, so we just call it Valhalla. We are Jill, the protagonist, and the bartender. And here we have our boss, Dana Zane. Ah, hey Jill. How are you feeling? I won't say good, but not that bad, I guess. Ah yes, Jill has been in quite a bit of a slump because lately she's been feeling down because we recently found out that our ex-girlfriend, Lenore, who we broke up with 3 years ago, apparently died last week Saturday. You might be thinking, oh well, I mean, it's 3 years ago, what's the difference? It's surely we over it or something. Well, actually, yes, oh no, cherry bun, oh no indeed. It's quite a sad story, you guys just missed it. We were actually pouring our heart out as Jill to a friend. Essentially, this is sad even if you're over the person. Yes, indeed. The reason why we were so sad is that we didn't exactly break up with them on the best of terms. We sort of stormed out in a fit of anger and never looked back. Apparently, we were always wanting to apologize, you know. You always think, how do I go back? How do I apologize? What do I say? And that was something that we had been struggling for almost 3 years. But then, last week, our ex-girlfriend's little sister, Gabrielle, or Gabby, showed up and told us that, you know, her sister passed away, or our ex-girlfriend. Apparently, the reason was because of nanomachine rejection, which was essentially like a heart attack. The worst part, though, was that supposedly this was a disease that she had been having for a very long time, and she, I guess, just never told anyone. And also, the symptoms got a lot worse directly after we broke up. And so we obviously felt very guilty, thinking that, you know, we just left them behind, didn't look back once at all, and they were struggling that entire time. Yes. It was very, very sad. Obviously, I think we're slowly getting over it. You know, we're slowly coming to terms that we couldn't really do much. But let's see how it goes today. Hopefully, we aren't too emotional. That's nice to hear. Where's Gil? Gil, by the way, is the other bartender at the bar. Did he run away again? Nah, I have him on errand duty, buying the drinks for tomorrow. Ah yes, because it is currently Christmas Eve, 24th of December. Tomorrow being the big mega Christmas party that we are going to be hosting. That sounds weird, coming from the owner of a bar. Every drink from here would come out of our own funds. So if we're going to spend money, we might as well get more variety. Besides, those kind of walks are always good for Gil. You're the boss. Who's coming so far? Well, there's the three of us, the dogs. You invited Titty Hacker. Titty Hacker is Alma, one of our friends. Gil invited Jamie. Oh yeah, I also invited Dorothy when I called her to spend the night with you. Sounds good so far. Invite anyone else you feel like inviting. The more the merrier. Oh, I feel like we will have a lot of people to invite. Because we have so many new people that we can meet. I could, but I bet everyone's made plans by this point. That's true. I'll be in my office. Call me should anything arise. Alright. Ah yes, so let's set a new song for today. Or for at least for this bartending session. Seeing as though some of you might be new to the stream, it's only fitting that we play the song called Welcome to Valhalla. Now then, time to mix drinks and change lives. Oh, what's this, a new person maybe? Wait here, I'll check inside. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, these are some fancy new faces. Oh, a BGC bar. Excuse me, do you know where the Athena Convection Center is? Why does that place make people get lost so easily? They should have called it the Minotaur Center. Hold on. Let me scribble the directions on paper. Thanks. Go to the right. When you see a building filled with hobos, this should be it. Thanks a lot. Anything else I can help you with? What the hell? I'll have a drink. What about you? A brandtini, please. Right. So yes, like I said, since some of you may be new, this is a bartending action simulator game. Of course, a lot of it is just reading the text that the characters have, but every now and then they will order a drink, and that is where the bartending comes in. So you can see she asked for a brandtini. The Lilim freaks her out. The Lilim, by the way, was the robot girl on the right. Anyway, on the left here you can see the catalog. We can search for drinks either by their name, their flavor, so you can see sweet, bitter, sour, spicy, bubbly, by type, girly, manly, classic, classy, promo, or bottled drinks, which are special drinks. I have a nice voice for reading. Oh, thank you, Gloopy. I'm glad that you think so. I do try my best. I've never thought too much about it, but I'm glad you enjoy it. But anyway, on to the tutorial. So since you asked for a brandtini, we can search for brandtini by going for the name and hit B, and there we see brandtini. And here we can see the recipe for it. A brandtini is 6 Edelheid, 3 powdered Delta, 1 Carmetrine, all aged and mixed. And there's a little blurb here. We can see 8 out of 10 smug assholes would recommend, but they're too busy being smug assholes. The bottom are the categories. It is a sweet, classy, and happy drink. Now to make this drink, on the right here is the mixing panel. You have the 5 ingredients here, all around the mixer. And there's also an option to ice or age it if we so choose. So we can just follow the recipe. 6 Edelheid, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 powdered Delta, 1, 2, 3, and 1 Carmetrine. Carmetrine, by the way, is the equivalent of alcohol in this world. All aged, not iced, whoops. All aged and mixed. And there we have it, brandtini. Here you are. Thanks. That's an interesting outfit in this season, Miss... Well, I'm actually cosplaying, so call me Vela for the time being. That makes sense. They were looking for the convention center or something like that, right? So it makes sense that they're cosplaying. And your Lilim friend is... Essentia. I get it. You're cosplaying too. Sure, let's go with that. Have you heard of a game called... Yeek? What? What is that? Oh, it's Y2K. Y and then Roman numerals for 2 and then K. I was trying to think, what game is Yeek? Is that like Yeet, but like a different game? But I assume it's Y2K. That cult classic game that has been like 3 remastered versions made by 6 different companies this year. That one. We're in a cosplay group dedicated to it, and we got lost on the way. I heard you talking to someone outside. Oh, yeah. A friend is cosplaying as Alex. I told him to wait outside. Shouldn't he enter? He'll be fine. Something amiss? There's a girl behind you. Short hair, black sailor uniform, missing an arm. Missing an arm? What? Wearing jeans under a skirt. Now, don't spook the bartender. Spook? Anything else? I'll get a fluffy dream and be on my way. And you? I'm fine. Huh. Bella asked for a fluffy dream. The Lilim still freaks me out. Wait, are we not going to address the fact that she apparently saw a little girl behind me that is missing an arm? Huh, I guess we're ignoring that. Alright. Fluffy dream for Vela. Or quote-unquote Vela. I don't know the character. Fluffy dream is 3 Edelheid, 3 powdered Delta, and yes, so you can see it says optional Carmetrine. So we can or we cannot give her alcohol. The way the game works is that what people say is very heavily influenced by what you give them. So for example, if you give them alcohol, it might make them more chatty. If you don't give them alcohol, it might make them a bit angrier, maybe if they don't get alcohol. Obviously, if you want to go really bad, you can just give them the completely wrong order. Like I could just not give her a fluffy dream. I could give her something completely different. But obviously, I think it is in our best interest to be a good bartender and give them what they actually want. So we'll give her a fluffy dream with a little bit of alcohol. Maybe 3. all aged and mixed. There we go. Fluffy Dream. Here. Yep, this is the thing. Seriously though, should you leave your friend outside like that? He'll be fine. He started chatting with one of the vending machines. Interesting. They were talking about R&B music. Does your friend prefer the 1980s R&B or the 1970s? 1980s, I think. Oh shit. Boss! Diddy! R&B! I'm coming! You see, Diddy is a 1970s purist. He has tased people for even liking 1980s R&B before. Oh, I'm assuming Diddy is the vending machine that this guy was talking to. He got tased! Oh god. He'll be fine. Vending machines have very weak tasers. He'll be confused for a couple of minutes, but that'll be that. You should go check on him though. Right. Thanks again for the directions. Please come again. At least it wasn't Franco-Belgian comic opinions this time. Black sailor uniform? I hope I'm not just overthinking it. Okay, so we are at least taking note of what that Lilim said. More importantly though, jeans under a skirt. Ah, welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hey Dorothy. Oh, hi honey. Oh my goodness, and there... So, I think I'm starting to see now. If you notice, there was a little glitch on the screen there in the back. That is supposedly Anagram, who's sort of like a... I don't want to say a figment of our imagination, but it's sort of like somebody that we see in our mind only. Right at the start of the game, we had a very lengthy conversation with her. We served her drinks and everything, only to be told that we were talking to absolutely no one for an hour. But anyway, here we have Dorothy. She is also a Lilim, so a robot. But she's rather unique in that her occupation is that she is a sex worker. Is Keanu Reeves going to show up? I mean, you never know. There have been some very, very crazy people that have showed up. Actually, I assume you mean Keanu Reeves because of the whole cyberpunk thing. There is somebody who does kind of resemble Keanu Reeves. Well, I would say resemble, but he does have the mechanical arm very similar to Keanu Reeves. So he may show up, he may not. His name is Jamie, but I'll be sure to let you know when he does arrive. But yes, this girl here, Dorothy, is a literal robot sex worker. Not even joking. So let's see what she has to say. Are you okay? I just kind of wandered in here. I guess I'm a bit distracted. Can Lilim just wander? Can I get you something? Oh, a sugar rush. Yeah, that. Right. I would say though, well actually, it's interesting you say that, Glooby, because Cyberpunk is, you know, Cyberpunk 2077, and this game does take place in the year 2070 something. So it could entirely be possible that they share the same universe. Anyway, Dorothy seems down. She asked for a sugar rush, but hasn't she told me about a drink that cheers her up? Ooh. You see, Dorothy has told us before that there are certain drinks that she likes, but I think a Bleeding Jane actually. See, this is what I'm talking about. You can follow what they say and give her a sugar rush, but depending on what you give her, you could have things change up the story. And oh my goodness, another raid from Spike AD, or Spike After Dark, with 13 viewers. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. Hello Shanaha, welcome, never gonna give you up, and welcome Spike, and welcome everybody else. I hope you are having a good, great day. Thank you for following, Love Shiv. Let me give a quick shout out to Spike. Spike, hello. How are you doing, Spike? You were playing Monkey Ball earlier. I saw that. How was it? I'm sure that must have been as a response to the hype that was the new Monkey Ball coming out soon or something. Or at least it was announced recently, right? At E3, a new Monkey Ball. I was definitely excited about that, and you might have been as well. So yes, everybody, please go and check out Spike After Dark. He's actually doing another stream tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, right, Spike? But yes, if you enjoy racing games of any type like that, or just a great time, you should absolutely check out Spike After Dark. And welcome everybody from Spike's channel. We are currently playing Valhalla, or technically speaking, VA-11 Hall-A, the cyberpunk bartender action simulator. We're currently trying to make a drink for a little robot named Dorothy. As you can see on the left here, it's like a catalog of drinks that we can select from, and on the right is the little mixing tab where we can make said drinks following the recipes. So I will quickly make this sugar rush for our patron Dorothy, and there we go. But yeah, Spike, hopefully you had a great time in Monkey Ball, and I see after that you come here to get a nice couple of drinks from the bar. Hopefully this will be a nice way for you to unwind after that. Anyway, back to the game. One sugar rush. It was fun. Hope Valhalla is treating you well. It is indeed, Spike. There is never a dull moment in Valhalla. It is always a fun time. Hopefully you will see so soon for yourself too. Thanks. Seeing her down is so weird. So much silence. By the way, thanks for staying with me the other day. Turns out I really needed that. Yes. So like I said, Dorothy is a sex worker, and when we say staying with us the other day, she was recently hired to spend the night with us recently because we were feeling a bit under the weather. Now, what the two of us did that night, we haven't really found out, but we can only assume. I'll let that be up to your imagination, what we did. So, did you enjoy the soda? Oh, did you find that one out? Was it supposed to be a secret? No, but don't go around telling everyone about that. I did it because it was you who needed my help. But a hug night is usually one of my most expensive services. Jill is indeed a real player. It is? Hey, I don't know if the client has body odor or something like that. Not to mention it limits the chances of getting any other client that night. Still, did it help? Yeah, it helped me cool down a lot. So yes, actually the reason why we were feeling down recently, it's a rather tragic thing. We've recently discovered that our ex-girlfriend from 3 years ago, Lenore, actually passed away last weekend. Which is rather tragic for Jill because this whole time she's always been thinking about how she can go back and apologize or make up for the way that she broke up with her, because it wasn't exactly in the most nicest of breakups, you know. We stormed out very violently, broke a vase on our way out and stuff like that. And so ever since then, we had always been feeling slightly guilty, you know, always wondering how can we make it up. And then to hear that she passed away, we no longer have that chance to ever go back and make things up with her. So it definitely took a toll on us. And that's why Dorothy here spent the night with us the one time to help us cheer up. So from what Dana told me, someone close to you died, right? Yeah, there. As you can see, Dorothy says so herself. Yeah. Do you want to know more about it? Do you want to tell me about it? I brought it up enough times already, I think. No problem then. You were sad and that's all I needed to know. Sorry for the loss though, I mean it. Thanks. Although I've wondered for a while, do you Lilim really understand death? Sorta, kinda. Our whole database is constantly being backed up in the collective source. Even if our bodies are destroyed, we can be deployed again with our personalities and memories intact. So, our concept of mortality might be different. We do have a fear of death though. You do? We can't even begin to understand the idea of not being redeployed. While we have built-in warnings, the mere idea of that nothingness is paralyzing. There are a few that don't mind it, but we do fear death and we don't wish it on anyone. In fact, that was the argument used for abolishing the whole 3 laws thing. Ah, the 3 laws thing. I forgot what it was called, but that was in the Bicentennial Man or something like that, wasn't it? Let me quickly look up what the 3 laws of robots were. It was something about like a robot cannot harm people or something, and then it must always obey, or something like that. Let me Google it. The 3 laws of robotics. Ah, here it is. The first law: a robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. The second law: a robot must obey the orders given to it by human beings except where such orders would conflict with the first law. Third law: a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. Huh, that's good to know then, that in this day and age, or in the game, those 3 laws are no longer a thing. I mean, it makes sense, right? Dorothy, in case you guys don't know, Dorothy has literal machine guns for her fingertips. She can spray and pray whenever she wants. Which I think is not exactly the safest thing, but she calls it a defense mechanism. You seem quite knowledgeable about robot history. Seeing what others have done to make sure I can live like I do helps me not take things for granted. Seriously though, those laws were bullshit. Can't harm humans, can't disobey humans unless it's about hurting them. And you can protect yourself as long as it doesn't harm humans. Oh, well, I guess I didn't have to pull it up at all. She said it herself. I mean, sure, the first AIs were just helpers and tools, but how could those laws still apply to them after they achieved self-awareness? Who in their right mind would abide only by rules inscribed in some old book? If I remember correctly, those were only the distilled versions of the laws some writer imagined over 100 years ago. They were a reduced version of all his ideas. However, many authors afterwards took to them like they were the very laws of physics or something. And like many other things, people distill and exaggerate what they need and use it to their favor. Wow, you're a nerd. Look who's talking. Let's change the subject a bit. Mood's getting gloomy. Your apartment is very comfy, you know. It's a tad small though. Sorry about that. And your cat is so cute. What was his name again? 4. Why 4? I figured if he ever got lost, at least I wanted to be able to yell 4! Oh my goodness. Meanwhile, we get the triple whammy of the 3 bots. A triple. Oh baby, a triple. I've only ever seen like maybe 1 or 1, maybe even 2 if we're lucky. This is actually a monumental occasion that 3 showed up. It's almost crazy. Anyway, the biggest of follows. Actually, for those of you curious, about a week ago I would say, I actually did a thing where I went and I clicked on one of those links. It was a very curious time. If you want to see the video of that, I actually posted it on YouTube, which you can find out, by the way, if you scroll down and click on the YouTube link below. Oh, never gonna give you up, you're right. The link is different this time. I'm tempted to follow it again, but you see, never gonna give you up, in brackets, it's still the same bigfollows.com. So I think it's the same one maybe. But yeah, if you're interested in finding out what happened the last time I clicked on one of those links, you should absolutely check it out in my YouTube. Yeah, let's not derail the stream. I'm invested in Valhalla. It happened once. You'd be surprised by how many golf players you run into. And every time you play with him, you can say it's foreplay. Yeah. He was also named after someone. Really? Who? A Lilum kid that wanted to transcend. What? A movie character or something? Sure, let's go with that. Do you want anything else? Let's go with a blue fairy. Alright. A blue fairy for Dorothy. 4 Adelheid. 1 Flannerguide. And, let's give her some Cometrine. Or some alcohol. All aged and mixed. Here. Why do they call it a blue fairy? Is it because of Pinocchio? What? What does that have to do with? Oh, blue fairy and Pinocchio. I believe the name is based off absinthe, which some call the green fairy. The first versions of the drink were described as sweeter absinthe. Sadly, they had to fix the formula because people were turning green. Not blue? A bluish green. You seem to have shut up a bit there. Yeah, talking to you always helps me get my mind off things. Hey, there's something I've wondered for a while now. What? The Shrek drink. That actually makes me think of, what is it? I think it's lollipops where, you know, you lick them and then your tongue turns those colors. Those were always the best as a kid. What kind of friends do you have? I mean, are they in your same line of work or friends? Aside from you? Thank you. Well, there's Lawrence. That vending machine is a lot of fun to be with. Once you get past his quirkiness, that is. I've also met a lot of nice people working in the streets. You're right, Glooby, this is like cyberpunk. She's friends with a vending machine. From the top of my head, I can think about Nightingale, another Lilum. He changed himself to have fur and a more wolf-like face. He's also a pretty good pianist. He plays in a jazz band on the weekends. There's also Nadira, a drag queen and the owner of a club I've been invited to a few times. She has an animal shelter on the side. I help her with it occasionally. Oh, there's also Sister Clementine, a nun from an orphanage. I go there sometimes and play with the kids. Whoa, that's something I didn't expect to hear. I also almost got adopted once. I was flattered, but it was weird. Oh, and it turns out I already knew your boss. So furries are canon in this game. You're right, they are. Like, you know, people can get mechanical augments for themselves with a robo arm. I'm sure there's some people that get like a furry arm or a tail installed in themselves. Actually, no, wait. There are people called cat boomers, so you're not wrong, never gonna give you up. Some years ago, she what? What? I said too much. Client confidentiality and all that. Well, enough tangents. Why are you gloomy in the first place? Gloomy? When you came in, I don't know if gloomy is the right word, but you were pretty quiet at the very least. And knowing you how you normally are, it was pretty weird. Oh, don't worry about that. Just had one too many things going on in my mind. I wasn't gloomy or anything. More like distracted, really. Well, I think I'll go now. Thanks for lending me an ear, honey. My boss told you about the party tomorrow, right? Yep. I wouldn't dare to miss that. Okay then. Alright then, see you tomorrow. Good luck. Thanks. And that's that. Boss, I'll be taking my break. Alright. Take a time to sip my water as well. Alright, let's do a quick little save as well. And head back. Once again, thank you all for staying tuned and enjoying this game of Valhalla with me. Whether you came by yourself, whether you came from Kaji's raid, whether you came from Glooby's raid or Spike's raid, I appreciate each and every one of you. You should absolutely check all three of their things. Let me just shout them out again, actually. If I can do it. Here, where's my Twitch chat? Let's see if I can pull it up. Let's see, this should work. And Kaji was the first one to raid us, and then it was Glooby second. And lastly, Spike was the last person. I got triple rated. Yes, it was pretty neat. Never gonna give you up. And lastly, of course, none other than Spike After Dark. Highly recommend you guys check out each and every one of them. Give them a follow. Show them some love. And now then, let's carry on. I need to remember to buy more cigars. Back. Did I miss something? Unless you count the worst PPV main event fight I've seen all year? Not really, no. Alright. Going up? I'll have a word with Gogo outside. He was so hyped for that match. He must be devastated. Okay. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hi Say. Say. Say over here is a white knight. Now, I know what you're thinking. White knight? Oh, what does she do? Does she go on Twitter and like argue all day? No. In this world, a white knight is the equivalent of the police force. That's what she is. And the reason why she has bandages and stuff like that is because recently, I think about a week ago in game, she was at a bank on a mission. I say on a mission, she just had to be there, part of her duty, when that bank was attacked by a terrorist group. For the longest, well, for a couple of days, we were actually concerned about whether or not she was still alive. Thankfully though, some mysterious person carried her to the hospital where she got bandaged up like this, and now she seems, fine, I suppose. Normally she's wearing her little armor, but now though, she's in just a shirt and some bandages. Anyway, good evening, Joel. How are you doing? The nightmares have stopped, so I'm sleeping better. Nightmares, jeez. How about your injuries? My bones are healing nicely. My wound's finally closed. The scars itch a bit though. Well, that's good to hear. Are you by yourself today? Yeah, I'm running a couple of errands myself today, but I wanted to come here for a while. I also noticed the big guy from last time is outside. Buster? Stella doesn't want me being alone while I'm still healing, so she suggested taking him with me. Stella, by the way, being Say's very good friend. Ah, I see. What can I get you? Something cold. Sure. Something cold for Say. I'm gonna assume that means something on the rocks or something with ice. But let's also double down and give her something girly, because she just seems like that type of person. Ah, Moonblast seems right. 6 Edelhide. 1 Powder Delta, 1 Thanaguide, 2 Karmatrine. All of it on the rocks, so it should be cold. And blended. To blend it, we just click mix and we wait for a while until it starts shaking like that. There we go. A Moonblast. I think you'll like this one. Really? So sweet of you. Thanks. So, Stella isn't with you today? She's throwing a mega Christmas party tomorrow and is having a meeting today. I'm just helping her by checking on some of the things she ordered. And here I was, all ready to invite you to the party we're throwing tomorrow. You're throwing a party too? Sorry about that. I can't really say no to Stella. Maybe next time? If there is a next one at all. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. I want you to know that I want you to have a good time. Have fun. Drink a couple of beers in our honor. I will then. What are Stella's Christmas parties like? They're really big. There's lots of food and drinks and music. Sometimes there's too much food though. So at the end of the party, she lets the staff take home whatever's left. She also buys toys for all the children of her staff members. Really? She says something about taxes or whatever, but during the whole thing, she just shines. She carries a beaming smile that I don't see any other day of the year. Many of the kids have even started calling her Auntie Ella. Stella always does her best to put up a tough girl facade, but she's very much in touch with her inner child. Christmas, Easter, Halloween, name a party, and she most likely celebrates it big. Interesting. Do you like parties, Joel? I don't mind them. They're a good place to see people. I'm not one to actively look for parties to attend though, I just don't mind going to them. Ah, I see. I only go to parties that Stella is attending, because otherwise, I'd just stand there without anything to say. That and I'm not one to wear dresses, you know. You're not? I'm a tad too ripped. They don't look cute to me. I mean, she is definitely quite ripped. Although, with all this healing I have to do, I won't be as fit for a while. They're too, breezy too. I feel like I'm wearing nothing. But I bet you'd look good in a dress, Jill. It's been years since I last wore one. I wouldn't know. Last time I wore one, I remember worrying my arms were too thin or something like that. We all have a complex, huh? I mean, even Stella has her own. That's hard to imagine. Oh, but she does have one. She distresses a lot about her bust size. Really? She's not that small. I think I'm smaller than her, in fact. Actually, it's the opposite. The opposite kind of complex, I mean. She's a bit self-conscious about having a big chest. Really? Again, I've seen bigger chests than hers, to be honest. Although I guess comparisons are useless here. They really help with complexes. Well, she does go the extra mile to hide it. In fact, I have no idea how she does it. I mean, I've seen her before and after she tucks them away, but I guess I never cared enough to ask about the specifics. That's also why, when she goes out, she styles her hair in those, That's one interesting complex, yeah. Imagine not liking... I mean, I understand if you're somebody that prefers smaller boobs than other women, but about yourself, it's an interesting complex. I suppose the only thing I can think of, it's not really a complex, but I know some women complain that having larger breasts is a little bit hard to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Drills. Ah yes, if you don't know, Sei has like the Ojo style hair drills. They look a bit drilly, don't they? She styles her hair like that to help divert attention away from her chest. She seems affluent enough. Why not go through a reduction surgery? Because she also kinda likes having that size. What? She takes her bust size after her mom, and Miss Carmine is quite proud of her chest. Puffing out your chest is a sign of confidence, and a bigger chest means more confidence to show. She says something along those lines a lot. Stella has quite the admiration for her mom, so I guess breast reduction would feel like betraying her? Huh. I'm making it sound like she's hiding J-cups or something like that. I guess in a taller or thicker person, her size would be normal. She's just a bit shorter or thinner than the norm. Do you get self-conscious about your bust size, Jill? Not really. I've been more self-conscious about my height. Although it usually comes up whenever not being average height hinders me somehow. What about you? Yes and no. It's not my bust size, but rather that I look too manly sometimes. And I can't help but wonder if bigger boobs would help with that. You're fine. Don't worry. Thank you. Can I get you anything else? Do you have something non-alcoholic? I do. Give me a sec. Something non-alcoholic for Sei. Let's see. What would be non-alcoholic that I know of off the top of my head? Nope. Ah, wait. Oops. Frothy water. I mean, the name doesn't sound too appealing, but that's what she wants. Something with no alcohol. 1 Adelhyde, 1 Bronson extract, 1 powdered delta, 1 Flanagan, all aged and mixed. Here. Thanks. You're not one to drink that much alcohol, are you? It makes me feel sleepy or, at the very least, makes my legs go numb. It's an annoying feeling, to be honest. It makes me wonder what's so good about getting drunk. I mean, I'm not above it, but it's not exactly a pleasant feeling. You feel like you're sleepy even when you're not. Your legs go numb, everything starts sounding funnier than it really is. What's so good about not being able to control yourself? That's a good question, actually. Usually, people like feeling numb because that numbness helps them forget their problems. Even if we don't talk about alcohol, there's a portion of people that can't afford food. Or who are suffering from some pain that only alleviates when drunk or high. It doesn't sound really logical on paper, but then again, humans are rarely, if ever, logical creatures. Despair and pain cloud your judgment and make you do stupid things sometimes. Yeah, I've seen that firsthand. This world has an ugly side nobody deserves to be a part of. There's also a matter of addiction, you know? You start just liking the drink. I almost said that in Say's voice. You start just liking the drink, but then you need more of it, and before you know it, you're hooked. Oh yeah, that too. So tell me, what kind of party are you guys throwing? Nothing fancy. It'll just be me, Boss, Gil, and a couple of regulars. They'll bring food, we'll chat for a while, and that's it. Man, that sounds so good. At least better than the whole planning madness Stella is throwing right now. If you ever throw something like that again, you let me know, you hear? Sure. Hey, Say. Yeah? What do you plan on doing now? I'm gonna check one last errand before going home. No, I mean, what do you plan on doing now with the White Knights disbanded and all? To be honest, I don't know. I never prepared a plan B because I figured if you can go with a plan B, why not just make it the plan A? I'm not the brightest person, so I never graduated from college or even high school. I could go for a position with the police, but it wouldn't be as thrilling. And I'm tired of blatant corruption. Sick of it. Oh. But I'm alive. I learned something after that hell in Apollo Trust. That was the bank? Life is not something that you can just throw away easily. Clawing my way out of that place made me realize just how much I want to be alive. The body count left in the bank was ridiculous, but I'm still here. I don't know what I'll do, but I'm alive. I'll figure it out sooner or later. That's nice to know. Well, I gotta go. Bye, Jill. Good luck with the party. Please come again. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hi, Mr. Detective. Ah, hey there, Gull. Give me a strong drink, won't you? All right. Something strong for Mr. Detective. Something manly, maybe. So, yeah, some of you may not know, but Art is a private detective. He was actually hired by Stella to try and search for Say. I guess, he doesn't need to since we found her already. But yes, this guy is a private detective. Something strong and manly. Let's see. A pile driver sounds strong. Or actually, a suplex. Now that sounds strong. Let's see. 4 Bronson extract. 1, 2, 3 Flanner guide. And 3 Carmatrine. All on the rocks and mixed. Suplex. Here you go. Yes, this'll do. So, what brought you here? Nothing special. I was just working on a case and I happened to be in the area. What kind of work? Tracking someone. A gun for hire. What about the girl? Crimson something. I am tracking that girl. Ah yes, Crimson... I also can't remember. It's Crimson Wing or something like that. That he's been trying to find the whole time as well. Didn't you just get out of that job? I did, but the guy offered a huge amount of money and, well, I just couldn't refuse again. Well, it's your life, not mine. I wonder though, there has to be more to the whole thing than just acting as middleman to look for some murderer. Say, how safe is this place? We're protected by the BTC property laws. The walls are soundproof. And I really couldn't give less of a shit about selling info to anyone. Okay then. Wait. Soundproof walls? Why? Did you see those vending machines outside? They're quite talkative. The bastards. It'd be annoying without those walls. Alright then. Have you heard of Lord Lance Lavender? Nope. He's some big name from... What? Kanyavania. His blood apparently has some weird reaction to Glitch City's nanomachines. Once in contact with the air, it does nothing. But if still fresh and touching someone's blood, the nanomachines will initiate a reaction. Essentially, they'll just eat through the person's body until there's nothing left. They're using him as a guinea pig to see what causes that reaction and if it could be used to fight nanomachine rejection. Uh-huh. Well, turns out the Crimson Rose is his daughter. She left years ago to earn her living here, and he hasn't seen her ever since. He could be lying, you know. Doubt it. I did my research. She really is his daughter. Why didn't you figure that out earlier? I had no clue who was making the contract, and tracking all the messages to the source would have been too costly. Knowing who the sender was made things easier. I see. Can I get you anything else? What about a cobalt velvet? Okay. A cobalt velvet for Mr. Detective here. I'll admit, this guy doesn't seem like he is very good at his job. He always complains about how he's always on the case and he's getting there, he's working on it, but never seems to have results. Then again, I feel like that's a lot of professions. Oh yeah, I'm working on it, don't worry, I'm getting there. Here you go. Oh, you actually did it. The names of the drinks sound very cool. Well, most of them do. Some of them have some pretty funny puns, like one of the drinks is called Bad Touch, which is always funny to hear. Some of them like Piano Man, Piano Woman. But then you have stuff that is literally, it's just a beer. And one of them is literally just called Frothy Water. I'm working on it, said by a man who's not working on it. Spike knows, absolutely. Ah, you actually did it. Were you expecting me to mess up so you didn't have to pay? No. So what made you accept the contract anyway, keeping in mind all the risks you told me last time? He told me he wanted to see her again, one last time, or at the very least, deliver her a message. He could have been lying. Yes, people lie, you made your point. Frothy Water is hilarious. Yeah, frothy Water is absolutely hilarious. Imagine though, like, if you go up to a bar and they don't know that it's an actual drink, and they just go into like the back room with all the dishes, and they just take a big cup, take a scoop out of the dirty water, and like, oh, here you go, here's your frothy water. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if that's literally what they do. Even then, I felt like I couldn't say no. I mean, I know what it's like not being able to find your daughter. Soap. What it's like to be apart from her, not knowing what she's doing, or even if she's alright. Wait a minute. Did this guy, Art, also lose his daughter or something? Saying that he knows the feeling of missing like your daughter and stuff like that. You do? I have a daughter. She's about your age. When she was a teen, we had a big fight and she ran away from home. At first, I just waited for her to show up. But then I started getting worried and went out to find her. I couldn't find any trace of her. Nobody had seen her. Soon, I was worried if something might have happened to her. I guess that's how my tracking skills and list of contacts began to grow. I finally found her, taking cover in some dumpster, unconscious from starvation. So yeah, I just couldn't say no to his request of finding his daughter. But I don't expect you to understand. So, how's the search going? Spike, like you said, I'm very close to finding her. That girl's pretty good at covering her tracks. Boss, I swear, I'm on it. I'm working on it. 2 more days, boss. I'm telling you, I got it. Compared to her from before the bank incident, though, she seems slower somehow. Either she's let her guard down, or something else is happening. What will you do when you find her? I have this letter I'm supposed to deliver to her. I don't know what it says, and I don't want to find out. Sounds like George Costanza dialogue ripped wholesale. To be fair, that's the one thing I can think of when I default to New Yorker accent. What if she tries to kill you? I might not look like it, but I can take care of myself, bartender. You don't stay so long in this business without picking up a couple of tricks. Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, I better go back to work before her trail goes cold. Forget about it. Welcome, by the way, Alien Gerald. I don't know if you've been here the whole time, but welcome. It's the first time I'm noticing you, at least, chatting today. Please come again. Are you done? Yeah. Okay then. I want you here tomorrow at 8 p.m. No working beforehand. The bar will be closed tomorrow. I've been kind of lurking. Ah, that's okay, Alien. Lurking, chatting, just chilling around. I appreciate you either way. Come dress in your absolute best. We're having a party after all. Alright. Where's Gil, by the way? He stored all of our things in his home because of how close it was to the stores. So I told him to go home already and bring the stuff tomorrow. I see. Well, see you tomorrow, boss. Hold on. Wait a bit and I'll go with you. Oh, sure. Thanks. Another flawless day. Look at that. 0 mistakes. And we got a bonus from boss again that says, I know this small party is what you needed. Aw. Merry Mega Christmas. Let us celebrate Santa's resurrection as the Mega Santa that saved Christmas from the Redmonds. What? Huh. I'm not up to date with my Santa lore, I suppose. Let's see. Before we head out to the party, let's have a look. There's nothing new in the Dangerous Opinions forum, but there are some new posts on the Kiramiki blog. Thanks GC, or Glitch City. Ooh, I love this place. So much energy, so much love. I could feel the optimism in the air. Even after all the struggles, you still came to see me and got to experience the loudest and craziest crowd in my whole career. I'm beyond speechless. That said, I'm excited to announce that we'll have a second date in the city. It wasn't easy to set up, but I'm so happy my agency approved it. This was by far our biggest show, and I can't wait to experience it again. See you soon, my darlings. Heart, heart. Love, Mickey. Oh yeah, for those you who don't know, Kira Mickey is essentially like the big pop idol in this world. She is also a Lilim, so a robot. She recently had a tour here in Glitch City. Dream person. Every now and then, I wonder if I'll ever meet my significant other. All the stimuli from being born just 3 years ago and directly being thrown in this wonderful disaster that is the idol industry makes me think of all the things I'm missing. Accidental love, lost love, or even the gentle touch of another person. I feel like I'm in this bubble that won't let me catch all possible feelings, and my senses get tired of the same environment. I want to meet new people, places, because even though I have a large bank of knowledge, I actually never experimented with what most consider normal. But you already know that from my songs. Smile. And lastly, Mega Christmas is here. I'm way too used to Christmas, but the Mega tradition here in Glitch City is mega comfy. I know it's an incredibly absurd name, and the holiday isn't any less crazy due to its origin, but I find it amazing how Glitch City managed to replace the original festivities. Some places celebrate Christmas eating fried chicken, but here, they outright changed the holiday. Well, it's not that different, considering they have the same dates, but still pretty cool. Whoop, I gotta go. Time to sign some books. Heart, heart. And lastly, as always, we check the news from the Augmented Eye. Yuri is... Oh. Yuri. I see. It's the best show this season. For those you don't know, I'm assuming that's a pun on the anime show Yuri. If you weren't a fan of Yuri or slice of life shows already, then be prepared to join the Mo Church this season with the premiere of Yuri, one of the funniest shows I've seen in recent years. The pals at the popular Dangeroo forum seem to be divided, however. This is such an obvious pandering. Remember when anime was about women doing womanly things and beating the shit out of each other? What is this trash? You girls are just haters who hate their lives. I'm going to marry Shina too. Wake me up inside. You can catch YY every Friday on RSTV. To be fair, yeah, it is pretty funny. The actual anime itself, Yuri, like in real life, I actually do recommend it. It is quite entertaining. It's not anything deep or anything like that, but yeah, Shinatsu. There's a lot of references going on in the game. I like it. Lilim receive mysterious messages. Update number 2. The messages have suddenly stopped and everything is normal again. Still, we can't stop wondering what's the deal. Was it a prankster? or someone who just discovered how to subvert public communication channels in Lilim. Either way, some reports indicate that Lilim behavior has been rather unusual as of late, although we can only imagine the confusion they were going through. Not the first time. Let's not forget that something similar happened 5 years ago when Lilim advancement was at its historic high. Fortunately, nothing came out of it. Will it happen again? Time will tell. Before we head out, let's also save and head to work. Well, I say head to work. It's a party. It's December 25th. It's Mega Christmas Day, baby. Let's party. Good evening. Jill, I told you to come in the nicest clothes you have. You came in your uniform. These are the nicest clothes I have with me. Besides, you and Gil are in your uniforms too. Well, I can't really show up in casual clothing. I'm being monitored. What about the kilt you wore that one time? I'm still surprised that one didn't break the dress code somehow. And you, Gil? I don't have that many clothes to begin with. You people depress me. Well, everything's in place back there. Ah, Alma's here. You know, there was a time when people greeted others before saying stuff like that. Come on, Joel. Greet her properly. Welcome to Valhalla. Wait. Man, if that's not a sign that you need to ease up on the work, I don't know what is. Shut up. It's become a reflex. Wait, Alma also came in her usual attire. Why aren't you saying anything to her? Ribbed sweaters get a free pass. Why? Silly question. Never mind. I mean, to be fair, it's kind of hard to see, but I do think that I'm quite happy that Alma is dressed the way that she is. I'm not going to say why, but just, you know, based off visual appearance alone, I wouldn't change anything. Jamie came earlier too. The dogs went with him and to get some ice. Don't we have ice? Trying to take it out of the bartending station is a chore, so it's better to buy some outside. Huh. What were you doing back there, Alma? Setting up the food warmer. The what? I bought it 3 days ago. It's amazing. It looks just like a set of wires, but you can create a frame with them. Put the food inside it, press the button, and watch as it warms the food up, just like a microwave. It's an infomercial bauble though. Really useful, but tricky to handle at the same time. One wrong move and we'll be out of food for the night. Everything will be scorched in a second. Oh. So you bought infomercial stuff too? Haven't you? It's at the very least a good idea for gifts. Well... Dynamic entry! Finally, at least somebody came after me. Is it weird that I've already heard that 3 times in the last hour? Oh. Somebody came after me. And people are saying that to Dorothy, the sex worker. I see. Oh, don't be like that. She's not saying it out of malice or anything. She just found it funny. You're taking her side now? Jealous? You wish. You don't need to fight for me. We're not. I'll go check the microwave wires thingy. I'm starting to get hungry. Great idea. Back. Oh, actually, Glooby. Was it Glooby that asked? About if we're going to meet Keanu Reeves. This is probably the closest we'll get. Jamie over here with the cybernetic arm. And also the eye as well, I suppose. I'm back. Oh. Ah, hello, Joel. Soldier, you're late. Hey, Jay. Yeah, so Jamie is a hired assassin. He has a lot of robotic parts, as you can see. And in front of him are 2 Shibas. The left one is Rad Shiba. He's actually a part-time worker at the bar too. The right is Nacho, his boss. See, that's how you greet people. You shut it. I'll go help. I'll go help Sweater Pups. Something wrong? She's not good with dogs. Oh. Alright, we're all here. so we can start. Yo, Anchorage. Alma. I know what I said. How's the food doing? It's doing well, but it'll take a bit. Can't you speed it up? I've used those microwave wire thing before. It's either warm nicely but slowly or burn that bitch. So, how long? 15 minutes or so. A bell will ring when the time comes. We need to kill some time then. Alright, let's play Truth or Dare. What? I'll pass. Games are for kids. I'm in! Sure, I'll play. Sounds fun. As long as it might stay away from me. That'll make some time pass faster. You'll play. Okay then. Ooh, this is a new layout. I've never seen this before. Let's see then. We have Dorothy in the top left there. Dana Zane, our boss, in the bottom left. Us, Jill, in the middle there. Below us is Gillian. Bottom right is Rad Sheba. And top right is Alma. Alright then, rules are simple. If you get picked, you pick either Truth or Dare. After you finish, you get to pick somebody else. We go like that until food's done. What about punishment games? Those are a hassle. Just issue new questions or challenges until the other person complies. That said, Jill! Yes? You start. Pick someone. Let's see. Ooh, I get to choose. Click the portrait of who you want to pick. Let's take, Alma. Alma? Let's go with Truth. What's the most uncomfortable thing that has happened to those arms of yours? Uncomfortable? They get stuck a lot on clothes and fibers. Sometimes the joints get jammed with cloth. Just how much of those arms are mechanical anyway? Less than you think. The only things I truly lost were my hands. The arm muscles are still mine, albeit with some enhancements. And my skin doesn't grow in them. They're covered by the plates. It's more an enhancement than a replacement, really. Huh. Well then. Hey boss. Me? Truth or dare? Dare me. I dare you. Use an Argentine backbreaker on Nick. Surely. Nick! Ah! I give! Only after you answer this. What? Does the name Joseph Valentine ring any bells? Oh my goodness. Joseph Valentine? I know of a Joseph Shine, but not Valentine. Joseph Shine. Alright then. I guess it's my turn. Hey Chief, can you drop me? Oh, right. Hey Joel, Truth or Dare? I'll pick Dare. Pet the dog. Yeah, whatever. Come here, Mutt. Yes, come on, pet me harder. Is that all you've got? Oh, fuck you. I wonder how long until the food is done. Dorothy hasn't said anything, so let's pick her. Dorothy? Yes, I picked Dare. Okay. I want you to put your leg behind your head. Just that? Alright. So the extra flexible joints weren't just a bluff. I never bluff. I'm pretty sure I heard something rip though. Okay then, Dana. I picked Dare. I dare you to stare Honey straight in the eyes for 10 seconds. Sure. Please stop. 7 seconds. And done. Okay then, dog. Yes, challenge me. Chase your tail, but only makes 3 spins. No more, no less. Alright. Done. That was 4. And now? 2. Ah! That was 3. Good job. Alright. Hey Jay, pick one. Dare. I dare you to call me a good boy. Good boy. Yes! I'm getting hungry. Let's see. We've asked a lot of people. I don't want to ask the dog something. So let's ask Gil. Well then, Gil, what do you pick? I'll go with dare. I dare you to eat this bell pepper. Truth. I meant truth. Eat the bell pepper. Eat it. 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 I'd rather not. Eat it or I'll make your life impossible next week. Eat it or I'll make your life... Wait, why did she say it? Oh, she's chanting it. Whoops. Eat it or I'll make your life impossible next week. Eat it or I'll make your life impossible next week. Ugh. Was that hard? Yes. Anyways, what do you pick, Alma? I pick truth. What's the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you while drunk? I almost bought a timeshare in Panama. Huh? What? Ha! I was on vacation with my family and family's friends. It's like the chug chant, but overly wordy. Yes, Spike, like chug, chug, chug. And instead, it's like an entire novel of a script that you chant out. At that point, you can't even repeat it multiple times. It's just once and they're done already. We went to a hotel where a couple of salesmen tried to coerce us into buying a timeshare. When I was sober, it was obvious bullshit. But then I fell into their trap with the free bar. Were it not for my brother-in-law, I'd be forever doomed to spend 1 week a year in Panama. You could just not go. And lose my money? Forget it. A bell? Food's ready. Finally. Let's go. You guys go ahead. I'll have a quick smoke outside. Careful. Truth or dare, huh? It was fun, I guess. Hey. Oh, hello. A bit late for the hello, don't you think? Want one? You know I don't smoke. True. Are you leaving already? Yeah. Technically we celebrated Mega Christmas yesterday. But I just got a message that Diana is making a ruckus, so I gotta leave. Good luck with that. Speaking of ruckus, how have you been doing? Fine, I guess. All of this has helped keep my mind off things for a while. Is it weird to feel the absence of someone you had no contact with whatsoever for the last 3 years? Ask Katyusha, or any of the old literature maidens whose spouse went to war types. I mean, even if you had no contact with her, maybe she was constantly on your mind. If you tweak the circumstances, it's not that different from one of you going to a war. I mean, I guess. Well, although the circumstances make me not want to, I've got to go. Careful out there. Oh yeah, you should take the chance and spend this time with everyone inside, don't you think? I mean, yeah, she's right. Hey, Jill's back! Oh, what is this nice little panning shot of the moon? Some red lights in the sky? Very relaxing scene, I think. Staring up at the night sky. Okay, but how long is this going to be, though? Oh! Is this a cutscene? Chapter 3. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Dolce and Gabbana. Well then, that was a nice little party, I suppose. Rent is due on the 30th, $10,000. We only have 4,000 at the moment. But since we just started the new chapter, I think that is a perfect time to call it. Looks like Italian, so dolce. Ah. I shall take your word for it, never gonna give you up. But yes, that was then the end of the second chapter. If I'm not mistaken, this game does have 3 chapters in it, so we are now technically on the final chapter of the game. So, seeing as though there's a lot of new people here that may have dropped in at random times, I'll try my best to give a quick recap of just today's stream. Obviously, there's a lot that's been happening ever since the start, but I'll try my best. At the start, we met up with 2 people named Deal and Betty. They were members from a company run completely by dogs. Yes, you heard me correctly, a company run by Shibas. We've actually served them way back at the start, so they came as a returning customer. We talked about some weird stuff. We talked about essentially how one of them, who was a Lilim, had a crush on a human girl, and I suppose it sort of brought out the question of, can humans and androids love each other? It was a very interesting topic. After that, we met up with Alma, aka Titty Hacker, who we spoke with at the Christmas party. She came in and she sort of confided in us about the situation with her family. Supposedly her sister is causing their family a lot of grief. She was in an abusive relationship, and despite having kids of her own, she constantly kicked the father out, or kicked her partner out, but constantly kept on letting him back into her life. Just for the sex. She was called a whore by her sister because, I mean, all she cares about is, just finding men for sex. To the point where that her children, she just left them with their parents. So she's out gallivanting with men while her children are being raised by, effectively, their grandparents. After that though, we'd had a little switch around and Alma decided to be the bartender while she served us, and she let us air our grievances out. Our grievance being obviously the big story of how Lenore, our ex-girlfriend from 3 years ago, passed away recently. And obviously we've been very sad about that. We've had a lot of doubts. Could we have done something differently? Why didn't we go back? Why didn't we apologize? But obviously, once we had spoken about that, it got a lot of it off our chest. But obviously, at the time, it was quite tragic because we were so concerned that it was all our fault, It just happened to line up so perfectly that our ex-girlfriend just happened to start getting sick the moment after we broke up with her. But it seems like Joel is starting to move on from that after venting out to others. After that, we met Val, some random cosplayer who just showed up randomly, asked for a certain drink and then left. I don't know if she'll be important, but she did show up. Then after that, we met up with Dorothy. Again, nothing much happened there, just had a casual chat, nothing much. After that, we met up with Say, the White Knight girl. Again, White Knight being police officer, not Twitter crusader. And she was talking about how, or she revealed to us that Stella is quite self-conscious about her chest. In that she's annoyed that it's so big. But obviously, she doesn't want to reduce it because she inherited those genes from her mother. And then lastly, we met up with Art, the private detective, who's been searching for somebody named the Crimson something. I already forget the name. But apparently the reason is because the father is trying to find her. She ran away apparently, and he just wants to deliver a message to her. The reason why he is so willing to accept that challenge, or that task, is because apparently he was in a similar situation where he had a daughter who ran away. Thankfully though, he was able to find her, albeit she was very distressed. She was very hungry, she was unsheltered, but he was able to find her successfully. After that then was the Christmas party that you just saw. It was very fun, relaxing. We played Truth and Dare, or Truth or Dare rather, sorry. But essentially it was just the usuals that showed up. It was just us, our boss, Dana Zane, a couple of dogs, Jamie, the assassin for hire, and Alma, the big titty waifu hacker. I'm not too sure whether or not it's still going to be a big issue, but I would say for those of you who are new, the overarching story has been that in the start we met up with numerous characters who may or may not appear again. So you can always keep an eye out for those. But the big thing that happened in the first chapter was obviously, I mentioned it earlier, one of the banks was attacked, the Apollo Bank. Say was actually there. That's why when we saw her, she was covered up in bandages. There was a lot of concern about that because a lot of characters were connected to that. Say obviously being at the scene of the crime, Stella being Say's friend, Alma technically connected because of the supposed hacker crimes, and she is a hacker herself, which, you know, she may or may not be the alleged criminal mastermind behind some of these hacking scenarios. Earlier on, we saw a glimpse of what may or may not have been the symbol for Alice Rabbit, which is the supposed criminal mastermind, when Alma herself did a bit of hacking. But I think that about sums everything up. The main focal point of the story going forward, I think, is about Jill and whether or not she can overcome this grief of Lenore dying, with her not being able to reconcile things properly. So let's move on over here. And considering I was so graciously rated by not one, not two, but 3 people. Once again, Kaji Oniyama, Glooby, and Spike After Dark. 3 amazing people. I can only share the love further. So if there are any of you who have suggestions on who to... Well, actually, I know exactly who we can raid. But let me just do a quick check, because the last time I tried to raid somebody, it didn't exactly work so well because, I mean, I did raid them, but they just ended their stream. So it was a bit of a fail. Thanks for the stream, Shanaha. No, thank you, Never Gonna Give You Up, for showing up to the stream. Actually, yeah, before I go, obviously, if you enjoyed the stream, I'm glad. But if you would like to know more or follow me more, you can also follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter as well, and subscribe to me on YouTube to be updated. I have quite a few streams coming up next week that I am very excited for. Lately, I've just been playing a lot of Valhalla because, I mean, I've just been enjoying it. But next week, I think, is definitely going to be a week that you don't want to miss. I have my first collab, actually, with somebody who I'll be announcing on Twitter. And also next week, Saturday. So, same time, same place. Maybe a bit earlier. I actually have something in mind. It is a Pokemon playthrough. But not just any Pokemon playthrough. I have an idea of a bit of a fun one. So, trust me, you think you know Pokemon games? Wait till you see what I have next Thursday. Or next Saturday, sorry. But again, you can follow me on Twitch or Twitter, and you'll know what that is when the time comes around. Thanks, Shanaha was comfy. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Spike. I'm glad that you were able to wind down at the bar after the antics, I'm sure, that was Super Monkey Ball. But anyway, I have found somebody who we can raid. And they recently started. Actually, yeah, they recently started VTubing as a whole. Their name, Dr. Sol Morpheus. He is a scientist who is currently playing Pokemon Showdown. Random battles, actually. You might actually be able to challenge him yourself, because it looks like he's playing against his chat. So, let's quickly decide as well on a raid message to say when we show up in his stream. Let's see. Spike, what did you have when you guys came in? I'm not good with raid messages, so let's see. Are there anything that I can think about? I have an idea. Because my name is Shanaha, or Shanaha, or Shanaha, pretty much whatever you go. We just said hi this time. My brain was completely monkey-fied. I see, Spike. That's understandable. I think what we can do is, just because my name is Shanaha, we can say Shana hello. I'll type it in chat. So you can just copy that, get ready to paste it. And be ready to spam that. Kaji. Good to see you still here. Again, thank you to both Kaji, Spike, and Glooby, all of you for rating me. Absolutely go check them out as well and follow them on everything they have. And let me see. So everybody got the message ready? And we're off to raid Dr. Sol Morpheus, currently playing Pokemon Showdown. Once again, thank you all for showing up. Hope you had a great time, and hope to see you next time. Let's go. I think it started. Yep, there we go. Once again, thank you all. Hope you have a great time. Great day. Oh, wait, no, I still have to click raid now. Whoops.